How are we, everyone? You're very welcome along to tonight's late night agenda. It is Tuesday, of course, and we are in the midst of an international break, but that doesn't stop us bringing you guys live content each and every night. As I say before I start this show, this is the listener show. This is your show. You tell us the topic you want to have a chat about. We can talk about Neymar being a little bitch. We can talk about Adam Lallana picking up an injury away on England duty that sent him back to Liverpool. There's a few other things as well. The Red Star Belgrade president has come out with a few things around the whole Shaqiri incident. So there's a few little bits we can get stuck into. I see some people come into the chat already. I'll let it fill up a little bit more before I dip into it for tonight's stream. This is your show, so guys, don't forget, if you're enjoying it, do hit that like button. If you're new to the show and you're enjoying what you're seeing, please do hit that subscribe button as well. We are here to reach out to Reds all around the world. That's the only reason this channel exists. We are here. We're a community-based channel looking to bring Reds together. Right, let's get straight into it. Far Isle, Brandon, Frankie, Tippy, Jimmy Milner, Nathan Carter, Dennis, Joseph. How the hell are we, guys? Great to have you all in. Joseph, before we start, actually, buddy, let me sort you out there. Cool, right, there we go. Guys, how the hell are you doing? Jimmy Milner said, I'll be your hitman, mark my words, Neymar won't be diving when I see him. I've every faith in you, James. I've every faith in you, young man. You will boot him far into the Abbey Road end, possibly into the main stand, depending on what type of humour you're in or what direction he's facing, or even what direction the wind's blowing. We'll wait and see, but I've every faith in you, young man. Nathan said, lost respect for the feckin' cunt. I love the way Nathan says feckin' there because he doesn't want to say the word fuck, but still follows it up with the word cunt. I mean, that's my kind of phraseology, man. Well in. Look, the thing about Neymar, look, we'll get stuck into it. I'm really looking forward to this because I haven't had a good old Neymar moan in a while, and I really detest the little fucking prick. So we'll get stuck into it a little bit later. You have my word, Nathan. I just want to let the chat fill up, say hello to a few people, and talk a few LFC related topics. But don't you worry, mate, we're getting back to this topic. Neymar definitely precious about Liverpool. Liverpool versus PSG. 3-1 to Liverpool, said Denny. Joseph's in the house. Hello, Joseph. What did you think of the last game, said Lee. I thought it was crap, Lee. If I'm being honest, I'm here to give you my honest view. I thought Liverpool weren't great. I thought we started off brightly. I thought we fell away. But all that counts is that we got the points. And that's all that matters. The incident with Alisson, we've gone over time and time again. He made a fuck up. I don't want him to change the way he plays. I want him to continue taking those risks and being the goalkeeper that we bought. But we got the points. That's all that matters to me at this moment in time, Lee. We went into this international break with 4 wins out of 4, and that's all we could ask for. Luke Skywalker is in. Good evening to you, sir. Luke McDonald, Joseph Illiff, how the hell are you, mate? We'll get you sorted out as well. There you go. Jaden O'Connor, hi Craig, I'm late. Fuck Neymar, and what do you think about Alisson's mistake? No, you're not late at all, Jaden. We've only just started, mate, so you're right on time, my friend. Look, Alisson's mistake, it was a fuck up. There's no two ways about it. We can debate whether a defender should have showed from. We can debate about Henderson giving the ball over to Virgil van Dijk. We can debate about Van Dijk's ball back to the keeper, and we can debate about whether the keeper should have beaten it into touch. There's a few things there. We can point the finger at any one of them. At the end of the day, he fucked up, and I don't want him to change the way he plays because of one mistake. He needs that confidence. He needs to back his decision making all the time. So I want him to be the goalkeeper that we bought, to take those risks, but maybe just realise that things are a little bit quicker in the Premier League perhaps, and then in Serie A players will close you down that little bit quicker. Maybe I'm wrong on that one, maybe I'm being a bit mean towards Serie A, but either way, man, it was a mistake. He fucked up. We move on. Saying the mighty Reds won't make top 4, said Nathan. I mean, it tells you everything, doesn't it? He really, if he's looking to provoke a reaction, man, he's fucking doing it. And he has no idea what he's going to be in for at Anfield when he gets there. And I'm not just talking about from the fans, because of course the fans, the cop will give him death. The cop respect good men. The cop have applauded Cristiano Ronaldo when Cristiano Ronaldo put on a hell of a display. The cop have applauded Igor Casillas when he put on an amazing display. Liverpool fans recognise class when they see it. This young man hasn't got an ounce of fucking class about him. His teammate and his fellow professional Mbappe, Cavani, decent, good players. This guy is just a fucking bitch, and he's everything that is wrong with modern day football. Absolutely everything you could think of. The YouTube generation of fans that only want flicks and top corner goals, and superstar lifestyles. Everything is encapsulated in this little poodle-haired prick. He will get the shock of his life when he arrives at Anfield. I cannot wait to see what the crowd have in store for him, and more importantly what Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez have in store for him. He won't get a kick, I can guarantee you that. He will not do a damn thing at Anfield. Evening Craig, evening everybody, dirty girls in the house, how are you? Valga Gray says, Alisson, my hero. How do you think we do this season with such a bright start? Asks Lee. I'm very confidently, not arrogant enough to say we're going to win the league, mate. Don't get me wrong, but we can't but be confident with the start we've had. We haven't played very well, but yet we've got 12 points. Tougher games are to come. There's no doubt about that. The one of fixtures we have after the international break are tough. You look at them, and Southampton is probably the only one where you go, defo should be winning that one. Don't get me wrong, we're capable of beating Spurs, capable of beating Chelsea, of course we're capable of beating Manchester City, but they're all very good teams, and we're going to have to be playing a bit better than we have to get the points against these teams. But we can do it. We can absolutely do it, my friend. Imagine the absolute abuse Neymar, I love that one, Neymar, I like that, is going to get when he does his rotisserie act at Anfield. He's not going to last 5 minutes. I'm telling you now, I reckon, I have a feeling now, that he's going to come to Anfield. He's going to get nothing. He's not going to get a fucking sniff. The crowd are going to be on his back. His little tricks won't be paying off. Nothing he does will work. And I reckon he ends up getting himself booked or sent off because of petulance, and he does something stupid. That's exactly what that little crybaby is like. He hasn't got balls to stand up. You see Neymar every week, or not Neymar, excuse me, Messi every week. Gets fuck kicked out of him, gets up and gets on with it. Even Cristiano Ronaldo, yeah, he's a bit of a diva at times, but he gets the fuck kicked out of him, he gets back up and he gets on with it. Yeah, he can do things to get other players sent off, yeah, he can be a bit theatrical. But this dude is in a whole another ballpark. He is an absolute spacer. I absolutely deplore Neymar. As I said earlier on, he's everything that's wrong with football. If Neymar went about his talent the way Cristiano Ronaldo has gone about his, Neymar would be one of the best footballers of all time. Cristiano Ronaldo got to where he's got to because, and bear in mind, I don't like Ronaldo, but Cristiano Ronaldo has got to where he's got to by putting in hours and hours and hours on the training ground, drilling himself, taking every last ounce of ability out of himself. Neymar is the exact opposite. He wants to live a superstar's lifestyle. He's only interested in money. People can say he moved from Barcelona to PSG to increase his chances of winning the Ballon d'Or. Well, that hasn't worked out too well for him, has it? Because he's not even the best player at Paris Saint-Germain at this moment in time. So, look, everything about this dude screams, look at me, look at me, look at me. But he's not going to back it up. That's the thing. He never does back it up, and he never will be good enough to win the Ballon d'Or until he gets his fucking head screwed on and realises that he has to do it on the field. Rolling around the ground like a little bitch isn't going to do anything. Nike may pander to him, agents may pander to him. These idiots on the internet who love Neymar and are little fanboys of Neymar because of the clips of him on YouTube will pander to him and tell him he's the greatest thing in the world. I won't. And most Liverpool fans I know won't. If he comes up, puts in a performance, they'll stand and they'll applaud him and they'll say well done. But he won't. Little bitch is going to arrive at Anfield, whinge, cry, roll around. Well, maybe Mbappe will scare the fuck out of us with his performance. Maybe Cavani will do what Cavani does and burst his bollocks in the 6-yard box to get on the end of something. I'm shitting a brick for Mbappe as well, Nathan. I have to say, Mbappe really worries me. Because I think he's a talent. He's a player. He's got ability. Mbappe gets the ball at his feet, runs at defenders and doesn't give a fuck. He's got that arrogance of youth about him. He's got that directness that terrifies defenders, whereas Neymar is always just looking to embarrass somebody, drop his shoulder, do a flick, unnecessary. Mbappe puts the ball at his feet and runs at people, and that's what's so dangerous about him. I feel like I've gotten a bit off my chest there, guys. I feel like I'm a little bit more calm as we start tonight's stream. Mbappe 2 goals and red card in his last game. There you go. I mean, he's been around Neymar too much. I didn't see that red card, to be fair. Somebody told me about it, but I hadn't seen the incident, so I can't really comment. Neymar should try for the Brazilian diving team for the Olympics, said Liverpool LFC 7. He'd probably complain if he didn't get in there as well. It would be somebody else's fault. It's never his fault. He can never take responsibility. That's the thing about Neymar. It's always somebody else's fault. He was so mistreated at Barcelona. God love him. He only had to go to Paris Saint-Germain and get paid a ridiculous fee, and his father get paid a ridiculous amount as well. Millions upon millions upon millions to pander to this little idiot who's not even that good. It's fucking ridiculous. The world needs to tell people like Neymar to shut the fuck up and grow a pair and stop being this little diva, because who is he? Do you want your kids looking at this lad and saying to themselves, this is what I want to grow up and aspire to be? I want to grow up and cheat my way to success. I want to grow up and roll around the ground. I want to go and feign injury all the time. Or do you want to look at somebody like Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Kylian Mbappe, Luis Suarez? Yeah, Suarez does stuff. I know he bites people and stuff, but he's a fucking animal. He's out there on the field fighting for the cause, whether he's 5-0 up or 5-0 down. He doesn't hide. He doesn't look for excuses. And that's what this little fucker does. This little fucker hides and looks for excuses. And I hope to God that little Neymar fanboys find this stream and jump on it and tear the ass out of me. I really hope they do. Because all they're doing again is feeding to this little fucking idiot. How dare he? How dare he come on have the arrogance to say Liverpool aren't going to make top 4? I mean, what? How can he say? Look at the start of the league. Manchester United already 6 points behind Liverpool, but yet Neymar's tipping them to finish second. I think, if memory serves me right, it was second. I'm going to check my phone at one point because I do have this wrote down. Yeah, United to finish second, according to him. And why did he say that? Perhaps because United may be one of the only teams in the world stupid enough to pay enough money for this little prick in the future. That's why he's licking United's arse, because it doesn't work out at PSG. Maybe Manchester City or Manchester United will be stupid enough to pay this little idiot 600 grand a week. That's what Cristiano Ronaldo's making, by the way, at this moment in time. €600,000 a week at Juventus. But you know what the difference is? I wouldn't begrudge him a fucking penny of that money. But I'd begrudge Neymar almost every cent of his, because he is an absolute disgrace to the game. Neymar doesn't have these big Irish balls, said Alpha G. There you go. There you go. Absolutely. He doesn't. He doesn't have a pair of balls, full stop. He'll turn Anfield into a swimming pool, says Matt. It will, but the problem will be that we'll have taken the fucking water out of the pool. That'll be the problem from there. Who's better, Kane or Neymar at diving, that is? Oh, to be honest, I think Neymar's in a completely different league to Harry Kane. I think he's completely different to Harry Kane. Hi Craig, hope you had a good day up the red, said Ant. I had a great day today, mate, thank you. My little dude was feeling much better. He was back in school today. He's back to himself. All is good in my household, mate. I'm doing very well, thank you. Cahill said, as much as we haven't got out of second gear, nobody else has all the top 6 apart from us and Chelsea drop points. Someone needs to remind Neymar PSG are still a small team. They're the French Man City, attitude stinks. The difference there, I suppose, is like whatever we say about Manchester City went out and won a competitive league full of really good teams. Paris Saint-Germain, look, I don't want to disparage the French league because I watch the French league and I have a lot of respect for the footballers that play there, but it's not the same calibre of league as the Premier League. They don't have the same level of opposition, and that's the very reason why PSG won't win the Champions League. They don't have enough competitive games week in, week out. When they come up against somebody who doesn't roll over and have their bellies tickled, they shit themselves a lot of the time, and they absolutely just turn into the divas that some of them are and haven't got the balls to fight for it. Neymar level goes down in PSG. He can never win the Ballon d'Or with this club. No, he won't ever win the Ballon d'Or. Ever, full stop. Regardless of what club he's at, because he's simply not good enough to win the Ballon d'Or. There's much more deserving players than him at this moment in time. He's not going to get it above Messi. He's not going to get it above Ronaldo. And he's certainly not going to get it above Kylian Mbappe, who went and won the fucking World Cup. So he ain't getting it anytime soon. Or the only time he's getting it actually is when he steps on the field at Anfield, and then he's getting it by Andy Robertson, then he's getting it by Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I've no fucking doubt that he's going to get it from the Cop, the main stand, the Annie Road end, and the King Kenny stand as well. Mbappe is terrifying, like fuck Neymar, the little cunt, said Sean. And that's it. Mbappe is, I'll be honest, if I look at that team, Mbappe does terrify me. He's the one that would worry me in that team, and of course Cavani. I've often said that I think Cavani takes 3 chances to score, but the thing I'll give Cavani is he might miss the first 2, but it doesn't put him off one bit. He will be in there fighting for the 3rd chance. And they're the players that would worry me a lot more than Neymar. Neymar, if I was Jurgen Klopp, I would think it's fairly easy to do with Neymar in that game. I'd actually send somebody out there just to wind Neymar up for the entire game. I stick James Milner on him and tell Milner to wind him up for the entire game. Whisper in his ear, blow in his ear, touch the back of his neck, lick him on the back of the neck if needs be. Anything, wind this little fucker up for the entire game and then sit back and watch him explode. Speaking about Ireland, Neymar is a B-Tech Robbie Brady, said Cahill. There you go, a B-Tech Robbie Brady. That's probably the best way we can put him in his place, Cahill, and the whole stream way. Well done. I tip my hat to you, sir. Love your Neymar comments, Craig. Top man. Thank you, Lola. That's very kind of you. And do you know what? They're genuine. I'm being sincere. I'm not just coming on here looking for attention. I will give credit to people I dislike, just like Cristiano Ronaldo, as I said. Not a fan of Cristiano Ronaldo, but I respect the fuck out of him because he worked his ass off, did things the right way, practice to get where he is, and has the determination to genuinely be the best. I don't see that in Neymar. All I see is a wannabe superstar. Mate, you're killing me. So funny. Pure hate is viewing you right now. I love it. Yeah, and do you know what the funny thing is, David? I said to myself tonight, we're going to go on this stream. I'm in great mood. I'm going to come on. I'm going to have a bit of fun. And we're going to have a laugh. And we will. But I also did get a little bit wound up. You're right, by those Neymar comments earlier on. And I'm sure that they were put out there to wind people up. But the difference is, you can wind me up. And this bald Irish idiot can come on here and shout abuse down the camera at Neymar. But the difference is, when he walks onto Anfield, those players are going to put him in his place. The 54,000 people in the stands are going to put him in his place. And Neymar won't have a fucking clue what he's in for. He thinks he's played in hostile environments before. As we've seen with other teams, they all say Anfield, oh, don't worry about Anfield, we'll be grand at Anfield. Sure, we've played in environments like that before. Nah, dickheads, you haven't seen anything until you arrive at Anfield. Why should we care about Neymar? He's not a Liverpool fan or player. That's like getting angry over another club's fan over their opinion. We know we can win. He doesn't know the Premier League. LFC_5, mate, you are absolutely correct. I'd love to argue with your battle here, but you're spot on in your comments. But half of the fun sometimes is getting wound up for me. So you are right in what you say, mate. I do appreciate the sentiment in what you're saying, but you know, sometimes I'm a hypocrite, and part of the fun is coming on here and having a bit of a rant. James Fullen, hello Craig, how's things, mate? What's the crack? I am excellent, James, mate. Glad to have you with us. And again, he's saying hello to everybody in the chat. Blue Tick Gaming said, wow, this is unbelievable. The mind games have started already. That tells me one thing. They're scared of Liverpool and know what's coming for them. That is 100% true. Blue Tick Gaming, 100% true. What is that famous phrase? I think there's a famous, I don't know who said this or where it comes from, but there's a phrase that said, the dog that barks the loudest does nothing. Or no, it's not. It's the smallest dog barks the loudest. That's the one, sorry. And that's what Neymar reminds me of. The fella in the pub or the fella in the group of mates who stands there for hours telling you he's going to kill you. I'm going to kick fuck out of you, man. You won't realise the things I do to you. I'm going to kick you up and down this street. I am one mad hard bastard. You've never seen that like me before, my friend. I am going to kick you. Your mother won't even recognise you when you're finished. And then does nothing. But his mate from behind him comes up and breaks a bottle over your head and says nothing about it. That's the difference. A lot of people go to the talking on the pitch. Messi goes to the talking on the pitch. Ronaldo does his talking on the pitch. Mohamed Salah does his talking on the pitch. Sergio Aguero, Kevin De Bruyne do the talking on the pitch. I've got respect for those guys. As I said, this guy is just a little fucking chihuahua that just keeps going, look at me, look at me. Do you know what he is? He's the Mark Goldbridge of football players. That's what he is. That's exactly what he is. I think I've summed it up there. I think I can almost leave it at that. Neymar is the Mark Goldbridge of football players. That's it. Isn't he friends with Coutinho and Suarez? Also 3 of our players, the Brazil squad. So I don't think he's being or trying to be disrespectful. It's just his opinion. Nah. Sorry, mate. I agreed with you a second ago. But I will disagree with you on this one. It is not just his opinion. And let's look at this. You said he's friends with Coutinho and Suarez. Absolutely spot on. He is. And what happened with those two? He got in the rear and in the rear and in the rear and tried to get them out of Liverpool. Which of course has happened. True? Yeah, true. So to say that he doesn't have anything against Liverpool or he isn't trying to be disrespectful, I think that's a little bit naive of you, buddy, if I may say so. His opinion is stupid and he knows what he's doing. There you go, Louis agrees. Neymar's a crybaby. He ended up at a weak PSG side because of his jealousy from Messi at Neymar. Absolutely true. He couldn't take it. He couldn't take that he wasn't as good as Messi, so he had to leave. That's the truth of it. He can dress it up any way he wants it. Jinxie1982 says it's because it's reverse psychology. It's because he fears us. It's reverse psychology. Again, absolutely spot on. Fuck the Neymar. Viva la Liverpool, said Valga Cray. Viva la Liverpool. I'm with you on that one. Neymar's a crybaby. Yeah, we said that one already. Just remember, bro, Neymar cost 220 million and Salah, Mane and Firmino cost 98 million between them. Just remember. I know which ones I prefer as well. Honestly, hand on heart. The ones we have are the ones I prefer. That's a Sean Fuckle right there, said Cahill. Peter Sweeney said, yes, buddy, I'm back. Hello to all the Reds. Got it in one, said Mossy Wossy. I so enjoy saying that name, Mossy Wossy. Evening Craig, Neymar looking for motivation because he knows what he's facing. Good luck, lad, said Anthony Peters. Jay said, got school tomorrow. I'll leave at 10:30, but gonna stay to talk about the delusional Neymar. Well, firstly and foremost, mate, as you said, you've got school tomorrow. Don't fuck about. Make sure you get your rest. Nothing worse than going into school and not being able to focus, buddy. So thank you for joining us, but don't stay on too late. I'm sure your parents would appreciate you getting some sleep and going into school full of beans tomorrow morning. God, I sound like such a parent, don't I? And that's the parent in me coming out, I suppose. Hope Alisson, Firmino and Fabinho knock the shit out of him, said Sean Lund. Will be PSG, buddy, said Peter. I think we will as well, mate. I honestly think we will. And somebody said here the other night that they reckon we're going to stuff them 4-1. And that's entirely possible. It's entirely possible that we do that. Craig, the first crunching tackle on Neymar, I want to hear the cop raw, said Gary Richards. And I didn't say roar there, I said raw because that's what he wrote. So it wasn't just my Irish pronunciation going raw. I hope Neymar grabs Markovic and keeps rolling on the floor. We'll never see them again. Watch him get slapped up by Milner, said Jay. Garkmar, said Far Oil. There we go, Garkmar. We're talking about Neymar, about his comment, but on the other side, Liverpool Football Club and all the part of the club, from the staff to the players, don't even give a fuck about Neymar. Well, I'm sure they know. I'm sure what he said is just as you said, trying to undermine them and trying to belittle the club. And I'm sure that won't go unnoticed in the players. How they react to it, of course, will be entirely professional. Unlike me, I don't have to be professional. That's the beauty. I can go on here and call him a little prick. James Milner, Bobby Firmino, Mo Salah, they have to be reserved in what they're saying, you know. So we can perhaps do the talking for them and what we feel they'd really like to say. Neymar opinion is at the wrong time, said Boutique Gaming. Neymar wouldn't get in our Z team, said Mossy Wossy. Mary said, I hope FIFA creates the Rolling Divers Award so that Neymar wins a FIFA award. He left Barca not to be in the Messi shadow, joined PSG to be in Mbappe's shadow. And the really scary thing about that on his part is, Morgan, is that at least Messi was older than him, and Mbappe is younger than him, so he's going to be around for even longer than him. Klopp owns Thomas Tuchel, said Alpha G. Oh yeah, I forgot about that actually. I forgot that Thomas Tuchel is now the PSG manager. Of course he is, Craig, because Unai Emery is at Arsenal, but I never thought about the PSG manager. So yeah, you're right. Thomas Tuchel beat Jurgen Klopp. Neymar is hyped up by Nike. He is, yeah, and not just Nike. All those little fanboys up and down the world that actually don't know anything about the fucking game, but just love his highlights and think that he is the poster boy of everything that's sexy about football. So you know what the funny part is? People, if you read look under any of Neymar's posts on any social media, and it's full of people telling him he's the best in the world, he's the sexiest, he's a gift from God, he's the greatest of all time. All fucking delusional little weirdos licking his hole, rather than saying to him, you're a joke, fella, you're an absolute joke, look at the poodle head in you. Honestly, you think you're good looking. Why are you around your sister so much, mate? That's fucking creepy. Get away from your sister. Some of these pictures are a bit fucking iffy, mate. That's what people should be saying to him. That's what the honest truth is here. I don't get it. And I'm so glad to see that everybody in the chat here is probably not as pissed off as I am about this, but has as low a regard for this fool as I do. Because I thought maybe it was me being a little bit over the top. But I just don't respect him as a footballer. Never have, never will. Didn't like him at Barcelona, and I never will. I just don't see anything redeeming in that young man whatsoever. Neymar conversation is boring. Who really gives a fuck about him, says El Chapo. Well, I am. At this moment in time, I do, mate, a little bit. I don't like anybody disrespecting our club. Neymar is shit. Mbappe owned him at the World Cup, said Mary. Craig, the P in PSG stands for pussies, said Stephen Richards. Don't really care what Neymar thinks, it's his opinion, but he ain't no person I would listen to. Mbappe is better than Neymar, says Mossy Wassy. He is better than Neymar, hands down he's better than Neymar. Neymar will be destroyed by the voice of the cop choir, said Stephen. Damo's in the house, evening all, PSG are in for a shock. All the teams in France roll over and have their tummies tickled by PSG. PSG fall apart when a decent team goes toe to toe with them. Again, true. Neymar scored 2 and 5 and spent 50 minutes on the ground at the World Cup, while Salah was 50% and scored 2 and 2. Stats don't lie. LFC_5 said, I'm going to quote the famous Andy Tate quote about Neymar's comment, don't care. Fair enough, absolutely no problems with that. Right, what else have we got to talk about? We move on from the Neymar comments then, guys. There's a few other things that have happened today. Obviously, we've seen Adam Lallana has gone away on international duty and has pulled up with a groin strain already. Now, I'd love to know your thoughts on this because I don't understand why he was called up. I'm not trying to begrudge Adam Lallana an international career because I'm sure his international career means a lot to the guy as well, but a player that's only coming back from a long time out. He didn't even get many minutes at the start of the season. He's only come on, is it once or twice for a few minutes here or there. He had a little bit of time in pre-season as well, but he's clearly not up to game match fitness yet. Clearly not at his peak. There's absolutely no reason why he should have been called up to the English national team. He should have been allowed to sit this one out, got back his fitness, got back his match sharpness, stayed at Melwood for these 2 weeks, worked with the sports science team, the medical team, made sure he was in tip-top shape for the busy fixtures that are ahead. But no, Gareth Southgate and the FA call him up, he goes there and does his groin on the very first fucking day. Now, I don't know if this is a little bit of Adam Lallana saying, ow, ow, me groin, ow, ow, me groin, and if it is, fair fucks to him. Fair fucks to him if it is. But if he's genuinely injured, if he's genuinely got a groin strain, then it's fucking ridiculous. It absolutely blows my mind that he could be called up for international duty already. Blue Tick Gaming said, first was the Napoli president, was or about to complain to UEFA, and now it's Neymar with his mind games. What's up next, Red Star? Well, actually, yes, I do have something on Red Star as well for a little bit later on. Blue Tick Gaming, so yes, technically yes, it is. But it's a little bit nicer from Red Star, although I don't know if there's something underlying in his comments. But I'll get to that one, don't worry. Trent Alexander-Arnold will have to check his pockets after the game to see if Neymar's in there. Says, is it Platnoe Productions? Trent done decent against Ronaldo. If he plays, he'll definitely do well against Neymar. He was called up because Southgate loves him so much. And look, there's nothing wrong with that. The fact that Southgate, I was about to call him Southgate, that Southgate rates Adam Lallana is great. No problems with that whatsoever. But if you do rate the guy and if you do think so highly of him, then you'd want him in peak condition. It just makes no sense to me. And look, I'm not a sports science guy. I'm not a manager. I'm just a fan who looks at it and knows that he hasn't got back to full fitness yet. He has a routine at Liverpool, I'm sure, and I'm sure that they will give that routine to the England national team for them to follow, but things aren't the same, are they? We've seen this happen time and time again. Look, call me just bitter about it because it's another player injured, and that could be fair enough. I could be just on here ranting because I'm a little bit pissed off we've already picked up an injury, but I still don't understand it. And I've said in the summer I would have moved Adam Lallana on. I think we could have got good money from this summer, but in saying that, the fact that he's still here, I'm more than happy to have him because I think he's a very good footballer. But him being injured to us isn't worth a shit. And the fact that this may have caused another injury is very frustrating, and I'm sure Klopp will certainly feel the same. Ian said, hi Craig, let's hope Neymar doesn't come back to bite us in the bum. Mind you, I don't think he will. The mighty Reds for the league. He won't. He hasn't got it in him, mate. That's the thing. Neymar's a little pussy and he hasn't got it in him to come and put on a performance at Anfield because he'll bottle it. Neymar has never feel the Liverpool wrath. We will show him what Anfield is made of, said Mary. Usual Craig, the injury curse strikes again with Lallana, expecting other Reds to pick up injuries. Meanwhile, City players are nice and rested. Yeah. Well, look, Sterling. At least Sterling was called up and then, decided or had a back injury. We'll have to give him the benefit of the doubt and say Sterling felt a twinge in his back and went home. I think it's absolute horseshit, but in the act of fairness would say, look, allow for him. But the fact that the Brazilians weren't even called up, that stinks to fucking high hell. One of them maybe, but all the three of them, is it three of them that are over there? That play for Manchester City that weren't called up? Jesus, is a Fernandinho and the goalkeeper. Yeah, three of them that weren't called up. That fucking stinks. Cahill said, going to be honest, I'd give Lallana the rest of the season with a few starts and see how his fitness is. If you can't make it, then unfortunately he isn't fit enough. The thing is though, he's what? Is he 30 now or 31? I think he's 30 years of age now, so he probably only has 3-4 years left in him at the top anyway, if he has that. He has experience, he needs some experience. I don't understand that, James, mate. That's gone over my head. Imran, it's too early, mate, for the team news. We put the teams aside for a second. PSG will never win the Champions League with Neymar Jr., said Mary. The PSG bus and the Napoli bus will get a warm welcome, said Dirty Girl. And by warm she means it'll be basked in a fuzz of red flares, I think is what she's trying to say, or a glow of red flares. I like Lallana, but his injuries are not letting him play more than one game. We need a new attacking midfielder, Fekir. January, said Andre. Morgan said, nothing against Lallana, great guy, but I think James Maddison deserves a chance over Lallana, who's not fully fit. And yeah, that's a good shout, to be fair. I mean, what harm would it have done to give Lallana a rest and bring young James Maddison up and give him a game, because he's certainly shown in the start of the season for Leicester. He was very impressive against Liverpool and looks like he's going to be an exciting player and a great piece of business for Leicester. So yeah, that's a good shout, Morgan. Why not bring him up and give him a run? If Lallana was not injured, he would have been a wonderful squad player, said Imran. And he would, absolutely. No problems with having Adam Lallana at the club at all. He can bring a lot to the team. He was integral to the pressing when Klopp first came, himself and Firmino. Neymar will eat his words after we play PSG, said Hassan. You designing the home kit, Dirty Girl, says Andre. Oh yeah, you did say to us you had a little kit there, didn't you? A mixture of, was it Kappa and something else? Love to see that one. Imran said we should be concentrating on the Spurs game, the first or one game at a time. That Spurs game is going to be a very, very interesting game. We beat Spurs and we have a 6-point gap on them already, which is a lot. We draw, we still have a gap on them, but Manchester City probably catch up on us, and obviously if we lose, then we're right back into the pack. Blue Tick Gaming says, in all honesty, we need to move on from Lallana. His injury is becoming, or already was, injury prone. Imran said, Liverpool have a new attacking midfielder, Curtis Jones, remember his name. One of the standout players of pre-season for me. Himself and Nat Phillips were absolutely excellent in pre-season and have done themselves no harm whatsoever with their Liverpool careers. Louis said, I was surprised Lallana even got called up. He hasn't had much game time. Damo said, still laughing at United's washed out pink kit. Dirty Girl looks like their kit man left a red sock in the wash. It's a real halfway house of a shirt, isn't it? And look, I understand completely what it represents in the evening newspaper from the Manchester Evening News and stuff, but you've rightly said it's not even a nice shade of pink. It's a really weird ass white that looks like it's gone off. Yeah, it's a strange one. Play hard, get a hard sell. I think Neymar should test his lads work, not brothers, all sisters. He'll feel after Liverpool versus PSG and test him and his brother's pals. Good work, Craig. Thank you very much, sir. Get us Fekir. Can't remember when Lallana played last, said Mary. It is unfortunate for Lallana because, look, in all honesty, I don't know many Liverpool fans who wish the lad anything but goodness, but it is, he's getting through that period now where he's just picking up an injury after an injury after an injury, and nobody wants to see it. And we've had this similar thing with Daniel Sturridge, although maybe to a greater extent. And again, nobody has anything bad to say about Danny Sturridge. Everybody loves the guy. Top professional, great player when he's fit, bangs the ball into the net for fun. Adam Lallana is a quality player as well, but having these players at the club who are keep picking up constant injuries put us in a position where all the excellent pieces of business that we've done in the summer to bulk out the squad are leaving us a little bit shorter again. So it's almost like some of the business we've done in the summer hasn't really helped. And that's frustrating as fuck, and not just for us as fans. I'm sure it is for the manager and for the players in question, because I've no doubt this is frustrating the fuck out of Lallana as well. He's not going to want to be injured, he's going to want to play. We had the pink Echo. It doesn't mean I'd want the kit looking like it though, says Hugh. I get you, mate, I get you. I mean, they could have made that pink a much nicer colour, and I understand like it can't be Barbie pink, but even in the tone they were going for, it's a real halfway house. Joseph Reardon says, "What's up, Craig? What's up, Reds?" The cap at away kit will have the famous back-to-back person sitting down. Oh, I know the exact one you're on about, Dirty Girl. I loved that one actually. Think of the Juve kit from the 90s. Yes, I get exactly where you're coming from. Looking forward to seeing it. Imran, mate, I'm not going with the teams there. We call out 20 teams a night on here every time we're doing them. People just keep putting in lineups. Like, go on, I'll give you one, Imran, because you're such a good fella. So Imran's team against Spurs: Alisson, Trent, Virgil, Gomez, Robertson, Fabinho, Keita, Gini, Shaqiri, Mane, Sturridge. My own view on that, buddy, and it's just my view, would be that there's not a hope in hell Fabinho starts away at Wembley for his first game of the Premier League. Just my thoughts on it. Red Star fans are going to be hostile towards Shaqiri because of the feud at the World Cup. Actually, on that one, and on earlier on, somebody spoke about Red Star Belgrade. So, Red Star Belgrade's president has promised to do everything he can to ensure Shaqiri feels comfortable and safe when he travels over to play in Belgrade. So, take from that what you want. I hope it's sincere. I'm sure it is sincere, but it's a big call for the club. It's a big call for the... I've no doubt the player will want to play. I mean, he seems like that type of young man that backs himself and doesn't give a fuck. I've no idea what that environment will be like. I have to be honest. I don't know anything about the conflict. I don't know. I'm sure that people's blood will be boiling, and it's something that I hate to see. I hate to see politics spill over into football or into any sport. So I'm not really fit to comment on it. I just wanted to pass on that because I read it earlier on. So other than that, I'm probably not the right person to be commenting on this subject. Let's get Fabinho on, said Vinnie Johnson. And kits that fade colour into shorts are also the worst. Oh, I hate them. You're right, Hugh. I know the one you're on about. So Spurs one starts off white and then goes down and starts getting light blue, darker blue, and then fades into the shorts. I'm with you. I fucking hate them as well. Morgan said, "My favourite moment of Lallana was his goal against Leicester in 2016. He was really good that season, unfortunately just riddled with injuries." What else have we got? Guys, look, if you haven't yet, please take a second and hit that subscribe button or the like button if you've already subscribed to the channel. And we did have a couple of people donate to us yesterday, which was really kind and really appreciated, and you know what, it really helps out. So if you, like these people, want to help out the channel, you can donate via a number of ways. There's patreon.com/Anfield Agenda or paypal.me/Talk of the Terrace, and I've stuck those into the chat there for you now. But also don't forget, do hit the like button, do hit the subscribe button. It really does help us get out there. And we're heading towards 3,800 subs, which is amazing. And it's all because of you guys. It's all because of you superstars that help us out and join us on every stream. So thank you for that. Match of the Day said, "Hello lads, I just banged out 100k viewed video. How you doing, Craig? 5 out of 5 against Tottenham." Well, firstly, mate, congratulations. That's absolutely awesome. I'm so happy for you. 100,000 views. You must be so proud. So well done on that one, buddy. Hopefully someday we'll get near those numbers, but I don't begrudge you a single view, mate. Congratulations. Honestly, sincerely, congratulations. I'm delighted for you, pal. Lallana is like a delicate little twig, says Tony Smith. And everybody, yeah, just say congratulations again, man. I just looked at that number, 100,000 views. That is, I'm so pleased for you, mate. Well in. Isn't it just brilliant that both our fullbacks are the best in the league, said Jake Murray. It's not too shabby, Jake. It's not too shabby at all, mate. And both cost us absolutely fuck all when you think about it as well. I mean, Trent came up through the youth system and Andy Robertson basically just cost us a Kevin Stewart. So we might as well say almost nothing. Actually, nothing. It is fucking nothing, because didn't we get Kevin Stewart from free when he left Spurs? So basically, yes, they both cost us nothing. Craig, will you watch Till versus Woodley on Saturday? I must admit, El Chapo, mate, I only found out the other day that Till is from Liverpool. That's how little I know about the UFC. So on that one, yes, I will be watching it on Saturday. Absolutely. I've no idea how to call it, because I know who Tyrone Woodley is. I've seen him fight before. I believe he a weight above the weight that is he the weight that what was the weight that McGregor fought Nate Diaz at? Was it 155 or something? Is he a weight above that again, or was he at 155? Tyrone Woodley. I don't even know what weight class these guys are at. I'm very I'm a blow into UFC. Boxing is much more my thing, but I will watch it. Absolutely, I will watch it. And don't forget, actually, guys, we are going to do a watch along for the Conor McGregor fight. So if any of you guys want to join us for that one, have a watch along, a bit of fun along the way, please do so. It's going to be a good laugh. 175 welterweight. Thank you very much. What's up, Peter? How the hell are you? Said Joseph. I'm really looking forward to that McGregor fight. And as I say, look, I'm a complete novice when it comes to the UFC, but I don't like that Khabib dude. I don't know, I just don't like him one bit, and I don't know why, because he's done nothing on me personally. Maybe I just don't like him because McGregor doesn't like him, and I'm patriotically Irish and, you know, like McGregor to a fault. What's Neymar been saying, said Paul Turner. He said that Liverpool won't finish in the top four in the Premier League, mate. He's gone Manchester City, United, Spurs, Chelsea for the top four, and he said Liverpool won't finish outside. So yeah, take from that what you may. He's a little prick. Yeah, how are you guys getting on, by the way, knowing that there's 2 more weeks before we see the Reds pretty much, or the guts of 2 weeks? It's a fucking tough one to take, an international break already. The season only just started and we're suffering an international break already. It's I hate this. I remember feeling the same way last year and saying to myself, how the hell is there an international break so soon? But what makes it extra sickening this year is the fact that we've only just got past the World Cup, and some of these players have just got back playing with their clubs, and now they're off again on international duty. It's not great. 170, Woodley fights at 170. Yes, you're correct, said El Chapo. How did you get 900k views on that video match of the day? It was 100k, wasn't it not? Was it not 100k? If it was 900k, then fuck me, wow. Why have my comments not coming on, said Imran. I can see them, mate. Your comments there. Your other ones have come on. I've seen this one. Lallana makes Stug look like Iron Man. Studge, sorry, I think you meant to say Studge look like Iron Man. Hey guys, it's funny Neymar, Napoli and Red Star are all talking shite about us. They're simply scared, says Chuan. Spot on. Absolutely spot on. It is the sign of people who are shitting themselves. So, yeah, you're spot on. Duck said, match of the day, how did you get 400k and 900k views in those videos? Congrats. Absolutely congrats. Not gonna lie, I'm jealous as fuck, but I don't begrudge him one single view. That's brilliant news, mate. Honestly, well done. Phil Neville said Liverpool will finish 3rd in their Champions League group and finish 6th in the league, and will compete in the Europa League where they belong. Yeah, well, he's fucking Phil Neville. He's the worst of the Nevilles, so that says a lot for him. Like, he's the poorest Neville of the Nevilles. So yeah, fuck Phil Neville. The champ will sleep that fool, said Joseph Reardon. There you go, champ. Champ does what the fuck he wants. Sean said, hate Woodley, wanted McGregor to go up to 170 and punch his head in, but he's a much bigger man. Didn't they have a few words backstage at one time, McGregor and Woodley? I think it was around the time of the McGregor Nate Diaz fight, the first fight, I think. But if memory serves me right, I remember seeing a clip of him and Woodley having a bit of a gripe or a bit of an argument backstage. Again, I could be wrong, I thought it could have been somebody else. Bloody hell, match of the day. You have like 921,000 views on one video. Superstar. Fucking brilliant. Absolute quality. Paul Connell said, Toffee TV have a Sergio Ramos shirt hanging up. What's wrong? Gotta put up with Bittertonians. They've nothing to celebrate, Paul, that's why. Leave the Toffees at it. What have they got to celebrate? What could we hang up here just like them? I mean, we wouldn't be arsed, but you'd be fucking hard pressed to think of something, wouldn't you? Because they're fucking irrelevant. Absolutely irrelevant. If that's what people have to do in life to make themselves feel better, it's crazy. Khabib and McGregor are completely different fighters. Absolutely aware of that, mate. McGregor likes to stand and trade. Khabib's a wrestler. Fully aware of all that. But I think McGregor's going to win. I think McGregor's going to catch him on the way in. I think he's going to be very clever about it. And I think he's going to he'll be taken down. He'll be taken down a couple of times in the fight, I've no doubt. But I think he'll eventually wear him down. And once he catches him with a left, a proper left, it's night-night for Khabib. In my view. A lot of people might think that he's going to take him to the ground and choke him out. Just like Nate Diaz did eventually. Nate Diaz, by the way, man, that fucker has some engine, doesn't he? Jesus Christ. For a dude that smokes weed, you must train like an animal, because Nate Diaz, man, he had some engine. I kept thinking to myself, right, McGregor's punching him, he's down, he's back up. And he just didn't stop coming. Both fights, Nate Diaz, what a warrior. Absolute, he's as hard as fucking nails, that dude. Just shows how the Premiership in Europe are fearing the rise of Liverpool. All they can do is talk about us, says Paul Turner. And Footy Live said, subs Craig, thank you mate, that's really kind of you. Welcome to the channel, I hope you're enjoying the content, and thank you for your subscription. Pearl Lallana, with all these injuries, he was a beast when he was fully fit, but in time we will get a proper number 10. And that's kind of how we all feel about him, isn't it? Nobody really has a bad word to say about Adam Lallana, and why should they? He looks like a lovely young man, and he was a very talented footballer. Just the last 18 months haven't been great from injury wise. Craig, Neymar is scared of Liverpool, and so he should be, Peter. He fucking absolutely should be. And Damo said, about the almost 3,800 subs, if anybody listens in without usually commenting, why not fire in a quick hello and let us know where you're from? I'm always blown away by how many countries listen in. Absolutely, that's a great point by Damo. Please do, if you are watching and you've already subscribed but you're not a person for usually commenting in, well, as Damo suggested, just comment in and let the guys know where you're from. Just say hello, just a quick hello to the guys, because it is great to know where people are from, as Damo said. What I can say to you, Damo, is I can let you know for certain that we have subscribers from over 100 different countries. That much I know for sure. Other than that, mate, there's not too much else I can tell you, but isn't that nuts that over 100 countries tune in to, not just us, I'm sure there's like many others, but let's just concentrate on where we are. So on this one, more than 100 different countries tune in to have a chat with us about the Reds. That makes me feel so good, knowing that we've reached out that far, and the people, they come in and they enjoy chatting with you guys so much that they keep coming back, and that's so heartwarming, and that's what this is all about. So thank you to you guys for making this such a lovely environment for other Reds to come in and share their thoughts, share their fears, share their highs, lows, everything that we do as fans. It's only because of you guys that this is succeeding and we're growing. I can come on here and I can talk and I can talk. At the end of the day, I can only say so much, and if people don't dig it and people don't like what you guys are doing or the atmosphere that's on the channel, they won't come back. And it's because of you guys, you absolute superstars, that we're going to get there, and we're going to get there together, and we're going to have hopefully the biggest forum of Reds fans on YouTube. I know there'll be bigger channels, but that's the difference. We're not a channel that's here to make money. We're a forum that's here to meet more Reds and bring people together, and that's what we hope for, and because of you guys we'll get there. So honestly, thank you so much. Till looks like a light heavyweight, said Cask. Yeah, Craig, my highest video views is 900,000 views. You'll get there one day. That is astonishing, mate, and it's so good. I'm so happy for you. Well done. Honestly, I don't begrudge you a single view, mate. That is class. Remember, he was going to kill McGregor at the McGregor Alvarez fight, said Sean Lunt. Phil Neville is a moron, said Kang Ozzy. This just proves the Reds are doing something right, said Paul. Again, absolutely spot on. People start talking about you when they're worried about you. I've noticed that in life, in many different walks of life. People generally ignore you until you become a presence, and then they want to squash you, and then you suddenly become relevant to them. But a lot of times it's too late, and it's going to be too late with the Reds because we're already on the up and up. Bob and Dylan said, "Sub mate, thank you very much. Great to have you with us, and thank you for your subscription. I hope you continue to enjoy the content." Paul said, "I'm looking forward to going to Spurs, the Liverpool screening at Anfield." Are they doing that for every away now, Paul? That's something that I really want to find out about, because last season, obviously with the Champions League run, it was near on impossible to get tickets. So Connor and myself went over to the screenings at Anfield of the semi-final against Roma and the quarter-finals against Manchester City. And going to the first one, the Manchester City one, I was a little bit blasé about it. I didn't realise, I didn't know what it was going to be like, whether it was going to be any use, if the atmosphere was going to be good, if it was going to be a complete waste of fucking time. But it was brilliant, man. Absolute quality. We bounced our way through that entire game. The concourse afterward was bouncing with LA. We had great crack. The semi-final was unbelievable. It's up there with any night I've had at Anfield. When I mean at Anfield at games, it was brilliant. So if you're going to it, I've no doubt it's going to be class. And if it's something they're doing all the time now, I really welcome that from the club, because it gives more people a chance to get into Anfield. I know there's not a game on, but yeah, it gives people a chance to get into Anfield, support the Reds, get on the cop, and just feel what it's like to be in there. So it's only a good thing, and a tenner is really, really fair if that's what they're still charging. I found the price of a tenner spot on. DJ Football said, "Subbed Craig, mate. Thank you, sir. Great to have you with us. It's excellent." As Sean Lunt said, yes, subs everywhere. It's brilliant. The more Reds we can get to, the more football fans we can get to the channel, your absolute quality. And Football Fan Live said, "Sub Craig, I came from that post in Liverpool group banter." Mate, welcome. You are very welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us. And to anybody that's new to the channel tonight, I think you picked a good night to come on. I think you picked a good night to join us. Of course, there's not much for us to talk about regards to Liverpool too much because the international break, but we'll do our best, and you're very welcome. What I will say to anyone new that's watching is, whatever you think of me, that's fine. I appreciate that. But the guys in the chat here are absolute superstars. So get in, get to know them all. They're lovely people. It's been a pleasure for me to get to know them. And you're going to get a lot of content on here. We do watch-alongs of every Liverpool game. We do post-match shows. We do nightly streams. And starting at the end of this week, we're going to start our video podcasts, which I think you guys are going to really enjoy. As you know, recently we stopped doing audio podcasts. We wanted to move everything over onto the YouTube channel. So we're now proud to say we're just a 100% focused YouTube channel. So really looking forward to getting them out to you guys. We're testing the tech out on Thursday. And we hope that by Monday we'll be able to start doing live interactive video podcasts where you guys can create the agenda. You guys can ask us questions in real time, and we'll discuss the topics you guys want to talk about. And you won't just see me on the screen, you'll see me and the two other guests that are on the show all on by video. So yeah, working on that one. But again, thank you so much for your support. Watford gonna smash them Manx, and I doubt they'll finish in the top 6, says Mary. Even Gary was offended when Pep called him Phil, said Siobhan. There you go. If Gary's offended, then that's it. You know you're the lowest of the low when you're being called Phil. You can imagine UEFA in a private room having a meeting about who should make the Champions League this year. One of them gets up and says, "Let's make Real Madrid win again." I think this is actually what happened, said Blue Tick Gaming. Top Thing said, "Push the like button for me, guys. You need to push all the likes, Craig." Sub, by the way. Thank you, Top Things, and welcome. Great to have you with us, and thank you for subbing. Duck and Go Brazil said sub, and again, mate, thank you so much to you. Is everything completely free on this channel? 100%, mate. Everything was free and always will be. We're never going behind a paywall. We do, of course, appreciate donations if anyone ever does give them, and we've put that in the chat earlier on, but we don't push it, mate, and we're not going to push it down your throat. We're free, always will be. I got 8 views of me putting an egg out of my mate's head, said Sean Lunton. There you go, Sean. Only 888 or 899,982 or 92 to go for you there, mate, till you hit that million. Well done, Sean. Hello from Calgary, Canada, said Krishna. Hello, Krishna, mate. Welcome. Thank you for joining in the chat. Calgary is a beautiful part of Canada, but one unfortunately I haven't got to yet. I've only been over in Toronto, but I do plan to get to Calgary because it looks absolutely stunning. And welcome. And Sean Lund said, hey Krishna, get subscribing, you won't be disappointed. Fuck Neymar the scuba diver, says Ryan. I love that, Ryan. What did he call him earlier on? Farwell called him something, Nagark, wasn't it? That was it, Nagark. Nate Diaz is the best one on the floor. That's how he got Conor McGregor to tap, and the rematch Conor learned his lesson and kicked at his shins. But he was blown as well, man. The end of that second fight, McGregor was blown like fuck. But still, he did improve his stamina clearly. But yeah, Nate Diaz, man, he's tough as nails. Let's just prove Neymar wrong and win the league, said Mossy Wassy. I'm with that. I'm for that, mate. Yeah, why not? Fuck him. Let's just go and win the league. Fekir is class, let's be real, said Joseph Reardon. Fekir is class. I wish we had signed him in the summer. We have a laugh in here. All the other mods are great, said Sean. If PSG were in the Premier League, they'd find it hard to get top 6, says Mossy Wassy. Yeah, see, the weird thing is, if they were in the Premier League and playing week on week against tough opposition, I'd give them a much better chance of going and winning the Champions League. But it's the fact that they're not getting enough competitive games. I don't think they're sharp enough when it comes time and their backs are against the wall. What else have we got? Here, pal, said Joseph Reardon. Kang Ozzy said Pep's influence with international teams is scandalous. I still can't get over the whole Manchester City players in Brazil thing. I mean, that's a fucking joke. It really is a joke that they're not getting called up. Whatever we say about Sterling coming back from England duty, it's a disgrace. The whole Brazilian part is a disgrace. Fekir is class, but that knee could go at any time, and it's a lot of money, said Megan Amke. It is, and we may never know why that deal stalled. Obviously, we have theories that they looked at it and they said, nah, not worth the risk. We've had other theories that the underwriters have said, nah, look, we can't underwrite the insurance. We've had comments that medical professionals have looked at it and said, look, there's 2 different types of rebuild. We don't feel this one will be long lasting. But the truth is, none of us will ever know, or may never know, why Fekir didn't get signed. And it's a crying shame, but whatever reason the club chose, I support them, because they would have had the best interests of Liverpool Football Club at heart when they made that decision. Sean said, I would leave Fekir now, would love to have had him, but that knee is just busted up. Joseph said, maybe because no one will take a risk, we might get him cheaper. It's an interesting theory. And the fact that maybe nobody else did go for him, it does tell you something about it. The thing is though, if a club like Manchester City, possibly even Chelsea and Manchester United, clubs who can afford to really, I don't want to say throw 55 million quid in the bin, but can afford to have that roll of the dice on a player like Fekir, where they say, yeah, look, we might get 15 games a season out of them. They're probably financially stable or wealthy enough that they can make that call. Where we are at this moment in time, we're doing financially okay, but we're not in the same league financially as those teams. So for us, we have to be certain on players, or as near certain as possible. And clearly the club just didn't feel that it was a risk they could take at this moment in time. Sad enough, but I don't think he'll be needed, said Tony. Chucky our Law said, some fixture list ahead of us now. We need to kick into second gear and blow a few top teams away. The first game back is a big one, isn't it? The game against Spurs at Wembley is a really big one. If we can get a result there, that'll put us 6 points clear of Spurs, still 6 points clear of United, 6 points clear of Arsenal, at least 2 clear of Manchester City, and it will really start cementing us in as a genuine title contender. So it's going to be a big game. It's going to be a really big game. Craig, serious talk now. Are we winning the league, says Sean. I still have Manchester City as favourites, Sean. If I'm being honest, I want us to do it. I believe we can do it, but I still think Manchester City have to be viewed as favourites to win the league. I'm hoping to God we can do it though. Nothing, and I mean nothing in a footballing sense, would make me happier. And I mean fucking nothing. We can talk about Champions Leagues all we want. I was 9 years of age the last time Liverpool won the league title. I'm going to be 37 years of age next week. That is a fucking long time to wait. I'd love you to have you here, Fakir. How's that leg? Because we do have our own. Nabil Fakir in the chat, as you can see. He's been with us all through the summer, and he's been fit and healthy and firing and available every match day. Neymar is the football version of Roxanne Pallet, the one who's been all over my fucking timeline the past few days. Is it wrong that I don't have a fucking clue who that person is, Ryan? Is this because I'm an old fucker? Again, is that why I don't know? Did Adam Lallana get injured with England? Said Joseph. He did, mate. He had picked up a groin injury in training, so he's now gone back to Melwood to be assessed by the Liverpool medical team. So yeah, unfortunate, and not something that we really needed, and I'm sure not something that Adam Lallana wanted, but he did pick up an injury. Our own Nabil says that the leg is perfect. Did you not see him at the World Cup? He's playing week in, week out at Lyon. Someone tweeted that Andy Robbo has more Twitter followers than Everton Football Club's official Twitter account, and showed both accounts followers to prove it. Classic. Well, there you go. No wonder they're hanging up fucking Ramos shirts, and they've got nothing better to do, so fuck them. Whatever happened to Fakir? We done due diligence. The truth is, Anthony, none of us know. We can just keep guessing that it was down to the knee, but the truth is that none of us know exactly what happened, and we may never know. Pep's so scared of Liverpool, he's kept his players from international duty. Watch them fuckers surge upwards after the break. They've a fairly handy run of games as well, Pep. I read. I was looking at the fixtures. But look, everybody has to play everybody twice, so you know we can't say anything on that front. Wherever you're drawn to play people, you're drawn to play them. You've got to play the teams in front of you every week, and got to get the results. So whatever happens with Manchester City, we can't affect that. All we can do is go out week after week and affect what happens for the Reds. Sean said, like and subscribe, people. Where else do you have a community of Reds like this? Which, you know what, mate, it's absolutely spot on, and nowhere that I've come across yet anyway. Oh, everybody hold on to your hats. The Raptors in the building. How are you, sir? Great to have you with us. I hope you're well. He's gone full on speaking French now, so he's lost me already. Raptor, mate. You're too highbrow for me, my friend. You love a bit of Diet Chav, don't you, Craig? Absolutely, mate. I've got my one tin of Diet Chav here, and then I've got my backup tin of Diet Chav here, and I'm never without it, as you know. You'll never see me on a stream without Diet Chav. Even if it's the morning time and I'm having a cup of coffee, there's still going to be an L can of Diet Chav floating around somewhere. It's my energy. It's what gets me through the stream. James, mate, thank you for joining us, buddy. Great to have you with us, and go get some rest. Actually, in saying that, don't I have to check in with somebody earlier on? Didn't somebody say they had to go at around 10:30 because they needed to go to school and get some rest? I feel like I should be bringing out the good parent in me and encouraging this young man to go and get some rest. All the top teams should do it, otherwise they'll just get away with it, says Sean Lunt. Mercy buckets, says Damo. Lots of people saying hello to the Raptor, which this is what I love about this, guys. So if you've noticed, if you're new to the channel here, you've only just joined us, as I said earlier on, you're most welcome, but it's little touches like this where people are coming in and going, and they're always saying goodnight to each other. Like, you look at the chat here right now, there's what? Night James, hey Raptor, hello Raptor, Night Raptor. There's just so many nice comments, people wishing each other well on here, saying hello, goodbye. It's beautiful, and it's what makes us different, I think, from most other Liverpool channels. We're not here to make ourselves superstars. I'm not here to become a fucking celebrity. I'm here to share my thoughts with like-minded Reds, and I've been blessed that so far we found almost 3,800 like-minded Reds to share it with. So it's brilliant, and I've no doubt we're going to continue to grow and become, hopefully, the biggest community of Liverpool fans on YouTube. That's the aim here. The duster that Snoop says woof woof. Tell Duster that Snoop says woof woof. I don't know what that means, Lee, but I fucking love it. I love that sentence. Peter Sweeney, excuse me, no Mac in there. Peter Sweeney says, cup of tea, buddy. I'm going to have to pass. Only coffee for me, mate. Neil Anthony said, Craig, the fear of Liverpool to other teams is clear. In the Man City documentary, Guardiola and his staff admit they're terrified of Liverpool. Do you know what, though? I won't say I've seen the whole documentary, but I've seen that clip. I think wasn't it at Goodison? I think it was at Goodison where they were talking. I grew in respect for Pep Guardiola after seeing that, because he was being honest. He looked at Liverpool's front three and he thought, fuck, these are good. And I've no doubt that when Klopp sits down with Pep Linders or his coaching staff, that he looks at them and goes, fucking hell, De Bruyne, Sergio Aguero, they're good. We've got to figure out some way. Them guys worry me. And, you know, that's nice. That's good to see. And it was good to see him being so open and honest, because it's refreshing at times where you constantly see people talking bullshit in football and just trying to show bravado. So it was interesting to see that side of Pep Guardiola. And as I said, it gave me a bit more respect for the man, who I already greatly respected, if I'm being honest. Luke said, hello Red, stuck at work, just thought I'd say hello. How are you, Luke? Great to have you with us, man. And don't get caught on work on the computer, buddy. Well, your job could be on a computer, but don't get caught watching the channel. We don't want to be responsible for you getting a P45. Papbot said, I heard earlier that Jose got a 12-month suspended sentence and has to pay 1.8 million quid to the Spanish government for tax evasion. Yes, that's true. It was two separate cases and they both got a 6-month suspended sentence. In Spain, any sentence handed out less than 2 years for a first offence can be taken as probation. So you've seen it happen to Ronaldo, Messi, obviously Mourinho, and there was somebody else as well it happened to. But yeah, look, not an insignificant amount, but not quite the 16 or 18 million that Cristiano Ronaldo had to pay back. But it was certainly looked like there was a fucking tax dodge going on over in Spain anyway when they were over there. Paul Byrne said, this channel is the shit. It's won me over this season. A bright future ahead. Keep up the top-notch work. Thank you, Paul. That's really kind of you, mate. We're relatively new. I'm certainly new to this. I don't know what I'm doing half the time, but we keep coming on, trying to be honest and chat with Reds, mate. So glad you're enjoying the content, and we're more than anything, we're just glad to have you with us, mate. That is mad though about the Spanish law, that if it's your first offence and the sentence is less than 2 years, you can take probation, or you will get probation. I kind of like it, if I'm being honest. I do kind of like it, because there's nothing worse than people being locked up for very insignificant things or very small. I'm not calling tax evasion small, by the way. I'm talking about petty theft or things like that, or drug possession, stuff like that. I hate seeing people get locked up and lives ruined. So sometimes maybe a bit of probation can be a good thing, and any sentence less than 2 years, clearly the judge will view it as them not being any type of danger to society. £21 for the screening, Jesus, that's a bit steep. And is that on the cop, Paul? That screening, that's a bit steep now. That's a bit much if it's on the cop. Do let me know, Paul, because that seems ridiculous. Why would they more than double it from the Champions League ones? Vanilla cappuccino with chocolate fudge milk, said Lee. That's a bit posh, mate, isn't it? Fucking hell. It's Nescafe Gold Barista, 2 spoonfuls and a half spoon of sugar for me, buddy. Have you got a target of subscribers, said Mossy Wassy. Not really, if I'm being honest. I do set myself, or I say myself, sorry, I shouldn't be speaking myself. I set us goals. Connor doesn't like to deal in goals, by the way. He doesn't believe in setting targets like that. For me, when we started this season, I said to Connor, look mate, if we can get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the season, I would consider that a success. At the time we were at about 1,500, and that was, as I said, at the start of the season. So going back maybe 4.5, 5 weeks, something like that. And in that time we've got over 2,000 subscribers. So I have no idea what to expect anymore, Mossy. I have no idea what to expect with the channel. I haven't got a fucking clue. All I know is that as long as the numbers keep going up a little bit, that we must be doing something okay. Rod's sleeping in his new LFC kit. I was delighted to hear that he got it, to be fair. And Connor is just going over Rod's article as well, by the way, guys. So keep an eye out for that. It'll be on the website. And to those of you actually who are new to the channel, take a second and check out our website, anfieldagenda.com. Like the channel, everything there is free. You can go on there, sign up to a free membership, get into the chat room, introduce yourself to other Reds. You'll get access to some private streams during the season. You'll get discounts on anything or offers that we have in the future. And more than anything, it just gives you access to all our content in one place. So on the website we have a pod player. Not a pod player, sorry, that's gone because we stopped doing pods. On the website we've got a YouTube player built in. We've got all our articles on there. We've got the chat room, and there's a few other bits and pieces. Connor's even put some quizzes up there, so have a look. anfieldagenda.com, really nice and simple. And we love your feedback as well, so do let us know what you think if you have a look at it. Will be PSG 4-0, says Will. Nothing like Anfield on a European night. And I know it's really easy to throw that phrase around, mate, but there really isn't. I mean, it genuinely is a very fucking special place on European nights. Every single time I'm over there for a European game, and because usually I'm coming over from Ireland, we park up around Stanley Park if we're on a coach, and you walk through the park and you see it's usually fucking raining and freezing, by the way. Excuse me. And you see the lights ahead, and you're walking towards the stadium, and you hear the footsteps of other Reds, and you're coming through Stanley Park, and you kind of narrow as you go through that kind of walkway up to the back of the stadium, and you can see the lights, and you can hear the pitter patter of feet on the ground, and the cold winter air hits you, and your breath is in front of your face, but you can smell it and you can feel it and you can taste it. There's something really special in the air. And no matter how many times I've been to Anfield, whenever I get there for European night and I walk up the steps towards my seat into whatever section I'm in for that game, and you know when you're walking up the steps and suddenly you're halfway up and the pitch suddenly comes into sight, still get that tingle in my stomach. I still get that buzz that I get every single time I'm there, man. It's fucking nuts. And only Anfield gives me that. And Anfield on the European night is just so fucking special. It's brilliant. It's fucking great. Nowhere else in the world I'd rather be than Anfield on the European night. It's class. We're one big family here at Anfield Agenda, says Paul Connell. Oh, comments will speed it up, so bear with me, guys, while I try and get through them. Aguero on the bench, yes, he is a Liverpool fan, said Imran Khan. Ederson is probably also a good second choice goalkeeper. Sane will be a good backup for Mane. Sane is a quality player. Can't believe he wasn't in the squad for the last game. Obviously Guardiola had his reasons. I'm not questioning. He's the manager. He should always have the last word. But I really do rate Leroy Sane as a footballer. He's top class. What is Diet Chav? Yeah, sorry, I should probably explain that. So basically, as you can see, I wear football shirts. Most of the time I'm usually wearing an Adidas t-shirt, to be fair. I've got a collection of Adidas t-shirts, and I've about 15 of the same type of t-shirt in a load of different colours. So somebody called me a chav one day on here, which I am, let's be honest, I am. And I also drink a shit ton of this Diet Cola, because I don't want to call it by its name, because it's not fair. It's promotion that they shouldn't be getting. So somebody seen that I drink a shit ton of it, mate, Matt, and they said we'll call that Diet Chav. So from that day onwards we call it Diet Chav, and I will always refer to it as Diet Chav. Even when my wife's going shopping now, I'll say to her, Sabrina love, will you get a couple of cases of Diet Chav when you're going shopping? And I asked for it in the restaurant one day. So we were getting our orders, and they were like, so the kids will have a milkshake, Sabrina will have a bottle of water. And I actually said to the waitress, can I have a Diet Chav? And she looked at me like, what? I said, sorry. And I told her the real name then, obviously. Yeah, so I do apologise to anyone that didn't get that. It is an inside joke. You will understand what it is eventually. Diet Chav will be something you hear a lot of on this channel. And Gark is another one you hear a lot of. It's completely wrong, but all the top teams should do it. If they don't, they won't get away with it. Subs will come rolling in when the UEFA Champions League watch-along start, says Ryan. Yeah, I've noticed that since the season started, actually, they have really slowed down. Transfer window was mad for it. Like, people couldn't get enough content during the transfer window, and pretty much anything you put up was drawing people in. And you're right, the watch-alongs are doing really well. I think we had 15 or 16,000 for the last one, which is down on the summer one. As I said, everybody was crazy for Liverpool content. It was like 33,000 views for them, but it's steadily grown now since the season started. And yeah, I hope I do. I hope we get some more, especially for the PSG game. I'm really looking forward to doing a watch-along of that one. That should be really interesting. Um, you've seen what it's been like tonight towards Neymar, so you can only imagine what the live streams would be like when I'm really seeing the little prick on the field, on the gracing the turf that he hasn't got the right to be on. He shouldn't. He doesn't deserve to play on the fucking hallowed turf that is Anfield. Little fucking poodle-haired prick. It'll be interesting to see how Fabinho plays for Brazil if he does play, said Joseph. Diet chaff is God's drink, says Sean. It's the drink of the champions, man. It really is. Senior El Flamo said, hate the international breaks. The weekend isn't the same without a Liverpool game. At least it's nice to look at the table. There is always that, mate. Yeah, that's true. And it's not going to change anytime the next 2 weeks either. So yeah, we can at least look at the table and console ourselves with the fact that we're only looking down. We can't look up. Who was the manager that Jose accused of match fixing as part of his mind games? Bloody hypocrite has been dodging taxes in Spain, and I bet no journos challenge him about it. They wouldn't be allowed, mate. Say it to him once and that's it. They're banned from Old Trafford, and that's the thing that pisses me off about football and journalism in general. I don't think it's anything to do with the journals. I'm sure the journals want to ask these fucking questions, but they'll just be shut down. And that's where I don't even read half of the stuff anymore, because I know if it was me, I'd want to say, Jose, what's the story with this tax stuff, buddy? You're not setting a great example there, or something like that. But within 2 seconds you'd be thrown out of the place and never let back in. Raptor said, Anfield used to be miles better. Well, more awesome when it was standing and all you had to do was walk up the back of the Kop to get in, and you came in at the top and looked down. Yeah, that would be nice. Alright. Joseph Reardon said, only ever done a Europa League match. Would fucking love to get a Champions League match, different level. It'll be done someday. I get you, mate. I'm gonna be honest, I say to you guys all the time, I often get over to 5 or 6 games a season. This year I won't get to go over till we're back from holidays, so it'll be probably Christmassy time when I get to start going over, but I haven't got a clue where I'm going to get the tickets from. I haven't got a fucking notion how I'm going to get 2 tickets for games, so I'll probably end up having to overpay like I always do and giving some fucking prick of a travel agent that's charging me through the years, much like many fans have to, for tickets. But I'm getting over there for some games this year, no matter what. I hope I can get tickets at a reasonable price. But if I can't, I can't. I'm not going to go on the beg for them. I have to do what every other fan does and just find a way of getting them. You should become a commentator, Craig. You could do match of the day. Your commentary on Liverpool and Leicester was unbelievable. That's so kind of you, mate. Thank you. I don't know what to say, mate. I'm just really appreciative of your kind words. Thank you. I couldn't be a commentator though. Can you imagine me on Match of the Day or something? I just end up calling Alan Shearer a cunt or something. I'd be fucked off BBC in 2 minutes. I've often thought about the fact that I think football is missing a late night talk show or a proper show. Like, we have Match of the Day and that's great, and Match of the Day does a great job showing football content. I don't like what they say on there, but they fill a need. I'd love a late night show. I'd love a football show where real football fans can go on there and talk as football fans do. So like a Match of the Day for real fans, where you can go on there. Maybe Channel 4 could do it or something, because Channel 4 are more of the type of channel that you can go on there and say what you want. So you could go on there and you could call somebody a little prick, or you go on there and say that the shot was shite, or the player had a shit game, or you thought the referee was fucking atrocious. I mean, I think that's what's really lacking in football, a late night fans football show, where so people can go on and give their genuine comments. Will said the watch-alongs always get a decent amount of views. Imran said, I've been watching Curtis Jones and have been very impressed by the player. I hope Kent, Ojo, Wilson and Woodburn and Brewster all become regulars for Liverpool in the future. Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with a few of them myself, Imran. It's really tough. It's really tough to know. Salcon, how are you, sir? Great to have you with us. Thank you for joining in the channel. I think you'll get 1 million views on PSG versus Liverpool, says Wisweek Football. Look, we're never going to get 1 million views, man, but whoever comes, it'll be fun, and I can't wait to enjoy the game with you guys and see what happens and react in real time and see how everyone's feeling and celebrate together and hopefully not commiserate together, because hopefully that won't be the case. Craig, who would you say is the best football presenter on TV or radio? Ooh, good question. Oh look, I've got to be honest, maybe a little bit biased on this, but I love Monday Night Football with Neville and Carragher. I think they're fucking brilliant. Really do think they're good. I love the BT European shows as well. So I love looking at James Richardson. Who are the other guys he has on there? James Richardson. Oh God, excuse me for my stupidity here. The guy that wrote the Klopp book, the Raphael Honigstein. James Richardson. I can't remember who the guy is, the French guy, and the guy with the long hair as well. But yeah, that show, the show that does the European football on BT, I think is absolutely brilliant for the Champions League goals. Love that show. Who are the guys though? James Richardson, Raphael Honigstein. I can't think of who the other two guys are, and it's doing my head in. I'm sure somebody knows, or somebody in the chat might let me know. There's two more gents that do that show with James Richardson and Raphael Honigstein, and I absolutely adore it. I think it's a really innovative way of sharing football content. So on the BT European show, when they're doing Champions League football, they have all the games. Basically, they go to each commentator and they talk about different parts of each game. But as soon as a goal is scored on any game, you automatically get to see the goal straight away. And it's brilliant. It's a really, really good way of watching football content if you can't watch the game or you want to catch a few games at once. Jurgen Klopp says LFC are nowhere near the best despite a winning start because they're doing a full pre-season. While the Premier League campaign is underway, says David Maddock. Hit the like button, said Will. He promises the likes of Salah and Firmino will come good after the international break. Jace, mate, Jace has popped into the chat. Jace, how the hell are you? And Jason, I started reading your book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, mate. I started reading it tonight and I'm very much enjoying it. Jay says, busy evening, so just popping in to say hi. Can't wait to see our defence kick the shit out of that play-acting little pussy Neymar. Within the laws of the game, of course. Wink. But yeah, thanks for the recommendation, Jace, on the book. I am very much enjoying it. Loads of people saying hello to Jace as well, which again I fucking love. I love that about this channel. I'm trying to get through comments, but like there's 15 comments that are just saying hello, and it's a good thing and a bad thing all in one, but more a good thing, much more a good thing. Good, you've done away with the podcast, said Sean Lunt from Woolcast to here. I've been following you, Craig. Yeah, I suppose I should really take a minute to talk about that because it's not something I've really spoken about. So a lot of you guys, if you're like Sean and you've known me for a while, then you've known that podcasts have been my background, and it's where I started and where I made my first Liverpool content. So been doing podcasts for a couple of years, but then we moved on to YouTube, and I'm enjoying this so much that I thought to myself, I haven't got the time to be doing this and giving it the time I think it needs and the time I enjoy doing it. Then going and recording podcasts and editing those podcasts and converting the podcasts into the correct type of files and posting them up onto YouTube and posting them out onto iTunes and stuff. It was taking so much time. So I sat down with Connor and we had a chat and we thought about what are we going to do? What's the best way here to move forward? So it seemed like if we were putting out audio podcasts and we planned on doing video podcasts, we were basically competing against ourselves for our own listeners. So we made the decision that our future lies in YouTube, so we'll push the audio podcast aside and we'll make video podcasts on here. And it was not an easy decision, Sean. Yeah, it felt weird for me finally getting rid of podcasts and closing down those accounts, but I think it's the right decision and I hope it is, and I think you guys will really enjoy the video podcast when we get started on here. I have a few ideas for some interesting shows that I think you guys are going to like, and as I've always promised, any show we do, any podcast, watch along, you guys will be at the centre of it. and you guys will be able to share your views, and you guys will give us the agendas that you want us to talk about. Has anyone seen Mark Halsey's spot fixing thing? Football is so corrupted. No, I haven't actually. I know who Mark Halsey is. Wasn't he the referee who had cancer? And came back as well, which is great, of course. It's great to see that he came back and fought off the cancer, but no, I haven't. That is nuts. I will be reading up on it though, but if you have any more information, Kang Ozzy, please do post it into the chat. Hit the thumbs up button, says Will. And yes, please guys do, if you are watching, and we've so many new subscribers tonight, which is brilliant, and you're all very welcome. But guys, if you do have a second, you know it just takes 1 second, please do hit that thumbs up button, the like button. It gets us suggested out there to other users and makes the world a difference to us as we continue to try and grow the channel. So just takes a second, but please do hit the like button. Bellamy is knowledgeable. ESPN have Steve Nicol and Craig Burley. Jesus Christ, my condolences to anybody that has to watch those. Yeah. Stevie Nicol, great footballer and all, but wouldn't like to listen to him. Thanks for everyone saying hi, glad you're all well, says Nomad. That's the beauty of it, mate. You will find nothing but really nice people in here, really nice, warm, welcoming people, which is quality, and it's why I love coming on here night after night. What's the book, Jay? Said Sean. It's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, Sean. That's the name of the book. So The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It's absolutely brilliant. It's you know me, I'm someone that genuinely doesn't give a fuck about most things anyway. I'll say what I want. I don't get embarrassed, and I have a laugh here, but it's given me a whole new perspective, and I've only just started reading the book, so I can't wait to get stuck into it and get through the rest of it. Nomad says, can't stand the international football breaks, but the games coming up will be worth the wait. What a run of games we have to look forward to. It's a really good run of games. It's a scary in a way, but scary and exciting at the same time, because as I've always said, these are the types of games you want Liverpool to be involved in. You want us to go up against the best, to test ourselves against the best, and this is what we're going to be doing. Live phone-ins, buddy, said Peter Sweeney. We do them. We've brought on a couple of guys after the post-match shows already. Raptor's been on, Mickey Fryer has been on, but for the live phone-ins, Peter, and I suppose I should say this to everybody else, to come on the live phone-ins, we don't ask for anything other than the fact that you've signed up to the website, because that allows us to weed out the trolls. So if you want to come on into the live phone-ins, what I do is I post in the chat of the website, in the members chat, I just simply post, if anyone who wants to come on this week's show, get in touch and I'll email you all the details. So if you haven't done it, go on the website, anfieldagenda.com, sign up for the free membership, look in the chat, and then the week of any game I'll post in there and see who wants to come on the phone in. And everyone's welcome. Anyone that's a member of the site is completely welcome to come on and share their feelings after the games. That's what it's all about. What else you got? What's your thoughts on TalkSport and that idiot Jason Cundy who keeps saying Liverpool have stood still? Jason Cundy is a fucking cunt. Plain and simple. That's my thoughts on him. He's a little bald and tubby little cunt. That's my thoughts on Jason Cundy. An attention-seeking, mouthy, gobby, southern little twat who I wouldn't scrape shit off the end of my shoe. I fucking detest Cundy. He's just looking to be an argumentative little prick. How can you say Liverpool have stood still on the clock? He's a fucking idiot. I have so many people that I don't appreciate but respect, and he is somebody that I neither appreciate nor respect. He's an absolute fucking gobshite. That's what I think of Jason Cundy in a sentence or two, Neil. The sequel to that book has to be Fuck 'em, said Damo. That's the sequel to our book, mate. That's gonna be Craig's life story. Craig, fuck 'em. Glad you're enjoying the book, Craig, mate. It's fantastic. It is. It's really good. Some of the ways of looking at things I'm really enjoying as well. Yeah, it's interesting because when you say to somebody you don't give a fuck, he automatically just think, oh, whatever happens around me, I don't care, or if something bad happens, so be it. But that's not what the book is about. It kind of gives you levels of not giving a fuck and when to not give a fuck. So yeah, it's a really good book, Jason. I can't wait to get through the rest of it. What did Neymar do? Sorry, just woke up. So he basically made a comment that said that Liverpool won't finish in the top four of the Premier League. He's gone for Manchester City first, United second, Spurs third, Chelsea fourth. And basically trying to get a sly little dig in before the Champions League games. But yeah, we all know, well, everybody now knows what I think of Neymar anyway, Ryan. I'm not going to go on another rant because people have had enough of listening to me. Lallana injured again, I know, Cameron, mate. It's not great, is it? I still have no idea how he was called up for the internationals. Just getting back to full fitness, not even fully match fit actually. And he gets called up for England duty again. It seems madness to me, but and look, Liverpool and him are going to suffer again. He's going to be unavailable probably for a while, which is shit, and nobody wants that. Kang Ozzy said it's about the refs and being told to be the higher ups to lie and say they didn't see certain incidents, basically told to fix matches. I'd like to say that shocks me. I really would, but nothing like that shocks me anymore, mate. One thing I can say is you guys know I've been constant in my opinion about referees in the Premier League. Even when Liverpool are winning games or have won games, I've been honest in my views and said that I think they're shit. I think the Premier League referees are inept and not good enough at their job. There's been a few of them who've been okay. I thought Michael Oliver has been decent from time to time. I thought the guy who was left now, Mark Clattenburg, I thought he was okay as well. He was a decent enough ref. But yeah, in the whole, I think the English referees look either old, out of shape, unable to keep up with play. Their decision making is terrible, and they just haven't been up to scratch for what's apparently the greatest league in the world. Certainly the most lucrative or financially backed league in the world. The standard of referee needs to be much, much, much higher than it currently has. So yeah, and the match fixing or the spot fixing thing, it doesn't shock me. It's sad. You don't want to hear that in the game. It does sadden me, but it doesn't shock me. The Cundy cunt, I would really love to slap the face of that wife beater bitch boy, said Joseph Reardon. Again, he's another little fucking chihuahua, isn't he, that just likes to bark and bark and bark and bark. As Craig said, it's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It's a self-help book from a different angle. I'm a stress head and it's really helping me. And like Jace, I'm a fucking stress head as well. I have major anxiety. So yeah, it's helping me as well, and I've only just started reading it. And I can't tell you, by the way, Jace, I've read a shit ton of self-help books and none of them have done nothing for me. But I'm enjoying the angle of this one. It's a little bit different. It's a bit more my thing. The book sequel should be The Art of Not Giving Two Fucks, said Megan Onke. That's class. That is class. Maybe you should suggest that. Maybe you should get in touch with the writer and suggest that, because it's absolutely brilliant. Cameron said, thank goodness I don't listen to TalkSport. The art of doing what the fuck we want. When's the first time we'll play in purple? I don't know. It's our away kit. I suppose we couldn't wear it against Palace because of the colour of their shirts. I don't know, mate. It's a good question. Spurs? Maybe we'll wear it against Spurs, but then again, why wouldn't we wear the red shirt? I don't know. I often wonder at times when they make the decisions to wear the away shirts. Obviously, if there's kit clashes, I get that, but say Spurs, for instance, so neither a red kit nor the purple kit will clash with Spurs, so who'll make the decision of whether we go red or purple? It's an interesting question, and one I honestly don't know. Cundy tries to be controversial in order to generate interest. However, the fact of the matter is the bloke is a massive bell. He was on morning TV slating female commentators as annoying. Oh, the irony, says Jace. I think Jace again has summed it up really well there. He's fucking useless. I've never heard a man, this Jason Cundy, so bitter of LFC, said Neil. I almost think they want to keep the standard of refereeing as low as possible within reason to create controversy and have more people talking about the league, said Nomad. Am I wrong on this, guys? Again, I probably am. I fucking usually wrong on most things, but the referees that are in the Premier League, they're English FA refs. Is that correct? They're not Premier League refs, they're English FA refs, or am I completely wrong here? I usually am, as I've said, so if I am, again, I apologise, but it seems weird to me if they are. And secondly, somebody once suggested, why don't we have this thing in Europe where referees from different leagues kind of referee around Europe and mix it into each other's leagues? So, say for instance, you do 4 games in the Premier League, 4 games Serie A, 4 games in La Liga, 4 games in Ligue 1, 4 games in the Portuguese Primeira Division or whatever. And the referees and the players will get experience of playing under different styles of referees or in different environments, and it will probably help to try and stabilise the level of refereeing and the things that are penalised more harshly by other referees or in other leagues than perhaps in England. So it was a good suggestion, and one that I thought was really good. I thought it would be very clever for UEFA to share referees around and give them experience refereeing in different countries. I know they get that to an extent with the Champions League, but this will be on a more consistent basis. Joseph Reardon says, it's not right as a fan that the first thing we look for is who the ref is when we should be looking at who's playing. Sadly I'd like to say you're wrong, Joseph, but it's actually something I do. I try and find out the ref as quickly as I can at Liverpool when the fixtures are coming up. Will said, have to go super early tonight, but we'll catch up with all of you tomorrow. As always, night all. Good night, Will, mate, and we'll talk to you soon. Have you caught up on EastEnders yet, Craig? No, Ryan, I'm a few behind. So where I got up to last night was where was I on last night's one actually? It was the one where Ted was fucking off to Australia and he was dishing out the money and not taking his heart medication. That's where I am. I think I'm still 3 or 4 behind. Mourinho made Max Fichton jibe at Conte when Jose was at Inter, and Conte told his players who were already promoted to go easy the last game of the season. Damo said, yes, Jace Roberts. Then Cundy backed down and apologised to save his job. The irony is that Cundy said he found it hard to listen to high-pitched female voices he must never have heard himself. See, that's the thing. I fucking hate that. That's why I hate these little fucking grasses or these little cundies of the world. If that was me, and that was my opinion, which it isn't, because I've absolutely no issues with listening to female commentator. I fucking welcome anybody who knows anything about football. For me, I'm not a person in life who thinks male or female. I just think if someone's good enough for a job or not, fair enough. And Melissa Reddy is one of my all-time favourite fucking writers. I love reading her comments, and it's not because she's female, it's not because she's not male, it's because she's fucking damn good at what she does. So for Cundy to go on and say that, what pisses me off more is the fake apologies. If I came on here tonight and I said Neymar's a cunt, and then Neymar got on no, not that he's going to, but there was an uproar about it, and somebody said, look, you either apologise publicly about this or we're taking away your channel, then I'm telling them to stick it up their fucking ass, because there's no way I'm backing down from my beliefs. And if I'm Jason Cundy and I don't like listening to female commentators, then I'm not apologising to nobody, because that's my fucking opinion and I'm going to stand over what I say. But that's why these lads are little fucking rats. They've no principles, they've no morals, they don't back what they say. He says that, and then to save his ass he apologises. He's a little bitch, and that's what I hate these fuckers in life. If you believe something and your opinion goes against other people's, then stand over it. It's your fucking opinion. I'd never ever put myself in that position. Never. It's madness. I don't get it. If it's your opinion, stand over it. Have the balls to say, yeah, I said it. You don't like it, but it's my fucking view. And if you don't agree with it, tough. Go fuck yourself. I don't care if you agree with it or not. I'm not asking you to agree with it. It's my opinion. That's just how I look at it anyway. And there's so many examples of this as well. As people have shown before, I've seen people who are, what are they called? Not promoters of charities, patrons of charities. I've seen them say controversial things online, and people say, the charities say, oh, they were not speaking about on our behalf, they were sharing their own views. And then all of a sudden people start taking away donations and start taking away money. And then all of a sudden these fucking charities or these other people suddenly grow a fucking conscience and remove the person who said the comment from being a patron of the charity. Stuff like that doesn't wash with me either. You either come out full guns blazing at the start and say, fuck that, how dare they say that, they don't represent us, they're in the bin. Or you stand by what you've said and you've said, look, they weren't talking on our behalf, we can't control what they say. The work they do with us has been excellent and they've been very beneficial to our charity. But you don't go in a halfway fucking house and go in the middle and in between and be an absolute fucking cunt about it. You're just making yourself out to be a hypocrite time and time again if you do that type of stuff. No time for people like that in life. I would rather speak my mind and piss people off than be a two-faced cowardly little cunt, which so many people are. Particularly on social media. Absolutely, it's rampant on social media. Craig, what's your opinion on Rabiot? He'll be available in the free in the summer. He's a very good player, Cameron. He's a very good player. I was also really impressed with the nice comments he put last season when Liverpool were playing in the Champions League, and he put up the what is it, the heart eyes? I'm not sure what the emoji's called, and he said loads of complimentary things about Anfield on the European night. He's a really good footballer. It looks like he'll probably go to Barcelona, but I would absolutely have him at Liverpool without a shadow of a doubt. And he looks like he's got a soft spot for us, but it seems like he could be Barcelona bound. And Kalina also starred in The Hills Have Eyes. Pierluigi Kalina was the best referee ever, bar none. He was absolutely fucking brilliant. Took no shit off anybody. If you could just clone Pierluigi Kalina and put him out week after week, I mean, football would be a much better game for it, because he was the best of the best without a shadow of a doubt. Wow, Craig, you're very behind on EastEnders, missing out on some storylines. I'll catch up, don't worry, Ryan, I'll catch up. I binge watch these things, so I'll get there. One of my favourite things about going on holidays for 2 weeks, Ryan, is such a weird thing, such a silly thing, is when you come back from your 2 week holidays and you go onto your Sky player and you have a shit ton of stuff recorded that you didn't get a chance to watch, obviously, because you're away. And then you can sit there and binge watch your favourite shows. Melissa Reddy is very intelligent, but would also get a 10 from me, said Ryan. Oh look, I'm a married man, like I could give a fuck about her looks, it means nothing to me. You're probably a young, vibrant, healthy male who, you know, wants to go and bed everything, as, you know, a lot of young males do. Me, I'm a married man. I look at Melissa Reddy and I see a quality journalist who's very good at what she does. Speaking of girls, I get to see my girlfriend tomorrow after she's been travelling over Europe a little while. Can't wait, but I'm also nervous because it's been a while since I saw her. Well, that's a beautiful thing, mate. I'm glad you're going to get to meet up with your missus again. I'm sure she's had an amazing time in Europe. I'm sure she's got some great stories to tell you as well. And I'm sure you guys will enjoy catching up. So I hope it goes well for you. I sincerely do. I've no doubt that you're going to be a busy man when she gets back. But it's great that she's going to be back. And yeah, great. I'm sure hopefully she got you something nice as well. Hopefully she brought you back a nice little gift. Raptor says, Nomad, why are you so nervous, mate? Has she grown another head or something? You'll be alright, mate. Nerves is a good thing. Keeps her on her toes. Who is this Roxanne Pallet? Can somebody explain this to me? Because I'm clearly too dense to know who the fuck it is. But a couple of people have mentioned tonight. So can someone let me know? Her name has been training with Roxanne Pallet after she left Big... Oh, okay. You said Big Brother. Is that the bird that accused Jason from Coronation Street of punching her? Is that bird? Because my wife was telling me something about this, that he went up to her and he went kind of like that or something, and she went into Big Brother and accused him of punching her basically. And that's scumbaggery of the highest order from her. That's, yeah, thank God there was a camera there to see that though, or that young man's fucking life could have been ruined. If that is her, yeah, then what a little cunt. And there's no other way of phrasing it. She's a little cunt. That's exactly how my wife described her, and it's exactly how I'm going to describe her. If she did that to that actor, that young man, then fucking scumbaggery of the highest order. Craig, what time are you going to be on till tonight? Ask match of the day. Buddy, probably going to go for another half an hour. So just after 11:30, maybe 11:30, 11:45, something like that. I'm still so jealous and so proud of you, mate, for those views you got on the video, so well in. Rabiot is also a Liverpool fan. Wouldn't write that deal off, to be honest with you. The club have shown interest in him, mate. I would love it though. I mean, I don't want to write it off camera, mate, because I'd absolutely love it to happen. He'd need a haircut though. You know me and hair. I don't like long hair, so hippie boy'd have to get a haircut. But that's just me making jokes. He's a great footballer. Wherever he goes, they're gonna get a good player. I think he's only 23 as well, or something like that. Isn't he still a young man? What's the title about, my guy? Said Harry Wilkinson. Oh, did you not hear? Neymar has been already opening his little mouth, Harry, and saying that Liverpool won't be finishing top four in the Premier League this season. No, we're not good enough, mate. We're just not a big enough team. He's gone for Manchester City, United to finish second. I mean, he's clearly fucking delusional. Spurs to finish third and Chelsea to finish fourth. So look, he's trying to, shots fired and all that, but how I look at that, being me, Harry, is that I look at it and say, he's going to say Manchester City are going to win the league. Fair enough assumption. He's saying that Manchester United are going to finish second. Why is he saying that? Oh, that's right, because Manchester United might be fucking gullible enough to buy this prick at some point and pay him a ridiculous amount of money. So suddenly he's got a lot more respect for United and they're going to finish second. Interesting. Yeah, he's just being a fucking arsehole. We'll understand if you're too busy to come on here tomorrow night now, Mad, says Jace. Oh, to be young again, Jace. Oh, to be young again. Yeah, Neymar is the football version. Craig, it was Conte caught fixing last match in Serie B. His team were promoted the last game. Told the team to go easy on Sienna, I think. There are rumours going around that Fabinho might start at right back for Brazil. Interesting. Either way, there's experience and game time from, so yeah, great news. If he plays, that's great. Nomad says, and yeah, that's her. It also makes it so genuine that women make these claims and get more doubt in them now because of these type of idiots crying wolf. And that's a really good shout, mate. There's been so many women out there who've suffered terrible hardship or abuse, and idiots like her ruining or putting these things into doubt, like you've said. It is just brilliant that there was cameras there. Clearly it was Big Brother that was going to be, but I dread to think of what that young man, I'm sure what he's already gone through, even though it's clear that he's done fuck all, what he could have went through. It's not right at all, and I'm glad to see that the backlash has been pretty thorough against the young lady, because it's something that just doesn't fucking go away, does it? How many times have we seen somebody being accused of rape and being proved innocent? And I mean clearly innocent, not like just got away with it on a fucking technicality. I mean being proved clearly innocent here, and they're always going to have that tag hanging over them for the rest of their lives, no matter what happens. Even if it was proved that every single thing about it was made up, they'll have that tag about it. And like Nomad has said, for the ladies or the men, the people out there who have been raped or suffered physical, mental abuse, torture, whatever it might be, will their stories be put into doubt because of this type of incident as well? It's just shit that you don't need. Neymar scared of facing Trent Alexander-Arnold, the ego thumper. Love that. Well in, Roger. Love that one. Trent, the ego thumper. There you go. We should get that in the back of his shirt. He already has Sané and Ronaldo in his pocket. I love that. Trent, the ego thumper. That's brilliant. You guys never cease to amaze me on here with your fucking quality comments. Core, Jesus, Neymar licks Ed Woodward's ass like a yogurt pot, says Harry Wilkinson. That's the thing, isn't it? And look, Manchester City might buy him in the future as well, but I can understand them maybe commenting that Manchester City will finish first. That makes sense, but to say United will finish second this season is just a fucking joke. If he had got put us fourth, even, you might have said maybe. I think he's wrong, but maybe. But to have us not even in the top fucking four is an absolute joke. How do you think Alisson, Firmino and Fabinho feel about Neymar's comments? Don't know actually, Ryan. That's an interesting one. Interesting, yeah, I don't know. Again, he's probably untouchable for Brazil as well. He probably is one of these people that you can't say anything to him with training. You can't do anything to him because he'll just sulk like a little bitch that he is. Tell our league is not as easy to win, unlike his league. Neymar is a little bitch, said Joseph. Oh, I was a bit worried about coming on here tonight and going on my little Neymar rant because there's so many little Neymar fanboys around the world that think the sun shines out of his ass. And I've no doubt I'm interested to see the comments when this goes live and people see the title and when it goes actually up so people can watch it back. I can't wait to see the comments from the little fanboys calling me an egg, a nonce, an eggy nonce. He definitely touches kids. His ma sells Avon. All the usual shit that these fucking useless trolls come up with because their game is shocking. I mean, I appreciate a good troll. I appreciate people coming on here and giving me a bit of abuse that has a bit of thought behind it. I will respect that. But the egg thing, it's fucking egg Humpty Dumpty nonce. Your ma sells Avon, your dad sells Avon, all that type of shit is just B-Tech shit. If you're gonna troll someone, at least be good at it. The Raptor said, just because Neymar is a good player doesn't make him a fully qualified philosopher. Same as with most other player pundits, most of them are uneducated wankers, be honest. He is a good player, yes. He will never be a great player. He could be a great player, but he won't ever be with that attitude that he currently has. Cameron said, can't wait for the PSG game. Neymar will be in for a great treat. Type your own name and send it, then see your name in red. That's gone over my head, buddy. Oh, sorry, yeah, no, I think you're replying to somebody there, Grant, sorry. Huddersfield could win the French League, said Megan Unke. Thomas said, make Nomad a mod, send him on his voyage, all modded up for luck. Can't do, buddy. Only came on tonight, I think. I've already done 2 mods as well tonight, so Connor got fucking mad if I keep lashing them out. Ah, fuck it, what's one more? There you go, mate. Hopefully that gives you a bit more confidence and gets rid of the nerves. Neymar won't be untouchable at Anfield. Damn right he fucking won't. He'd be fucking booted up into the Annie Road end or into the King Kenny stand when Trent or Andy Robertson get hold of him. Ibrahimovic the boss said, also Craig, Alisson is Calipigian? Excuse me, I have no idea what that word is. And needs to control his actions of the pitch. Stop getting sucky. He needs to act like a cuddlesome man rather than a boy or boys club. Thoughts again, Craig? Thoughts there, mate, are any chance of subtitles on your comment? Any chance of actually writing that in English? If English isn't your first language, I apologise, but it's still a fucking appalling attempt because clearly you can put together a sentence. But yeah, my thoughts are that I need subtitles to read that bitch ass comment, so yeah, so maybe have another go. Actually, do you know what? Don't even have another go because you're clearly just a prick, so we'll just get rid of you from the channel. There you go. Adios, Mr. Ibrahimovic. I don't think you can ever be a great player in League One. I think you have to prove yourself in the Liga, the Premier League, Serie A, at the very least, to be a true great. Yes, and he could have perhaps stayed and become a true great at Barcelona when Messi retired or headed off. He could have been playing there with Phil Coutinho for the next 7 or 8 years, but he's a pussy and he ran after the money and went to Paris Saint-Germain. And he will end up at Real Madrid at some point. I guarantee you that. But he wants to anyway. He wants to end up at Real Madrid. The Raptor says, at Ibrahimovic, what the fuck are you on about? Who knows, mate, but I couldn't be arsed dealing with him. Honestly, couldn't be arsed. Oh, you're welcome, Nomad, mate. Have a good day with your missus tomorrow. Neil said, Craig, at the start of last season, I phoned in TalkSport and spoke to Cundy and Goldstein. I said Salah would score 15 league goals. They ripped me apart and cut me off on the call. No doubt, them being, the honorary gentlemen that they are, Neil, they phoned you back and apologised at the end of the season. Did they fuck? Because they're just mouthy little cunts. And you were proven to be not just right, mate, but right 3 times over. So, Yeah, they know fuck all. As my dad would say, they're know-alls that know fuck all. That's how my father, God rest his soul, would describe Cundy. He's a know-all that knows fuck all. There's no weird initiation that I have to do, is there? No, I will give you a pass on it, no mad mate. Be great to watch 200 million Neymar look average, said Andy J. Lovell. It will. And look, it'd be great to see him cry as well. That would be even nicer. Guys, we've got 20 minutes or so left on tonight's stream, so if you have a moment, please do hit the like button, give us that thumbs up, and if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, we're pushing out towards 3,800 subscribers, so if you can, hit that subscribe button, it would really mean a lot to us. And also, for the last time tonight, guys, I'm going to put in the details about the Patreon account and the PayPal account if anybody wants to make a donation or help support the channel. Like always, I'm not going to ram it down your throats. It's in the chat there now if anybody wants to help us out. Has anyone got any topics for tonight's last 15 minutes before we head into it? To those of you that are new to the channel, we like to finish up each night a little bit differently. We talk about Liverpool or football for the entire show, but for the last 15 minutes we talk about anything and everything. So whatever topics you guys want to have a chat about, throw them in. We've talked about Harry Maguire's head, we've talked about TV shows, we've talked about music, talked about holiday destinations, pretty much anything that you guys want to have a chat about. The more fun the better. I see I Am Gonna Talk is in. How are you, sir? Great to have you back with us. Things have picked up for you lot a little bit since we last spoke to you. A couple of good results, so well done. And great to have you back with us. How are you finding things under the new gaffer? Indian music said, I think Firmino is very pleasurable on and off the football pitch. Firmino has to take tactics of Klopp to receive the cop shouts. Thoughts, Craig? I think Firmino he's my favourite player anyway. Indian music, mate. I absolutely love the guy, and I think he represents exactly what Klopp wants from his footballers. He hasn't had the greatest start to this season, but I think he'll get up to speed. I think he listens to Klopp's instructions very well, actually. He's a very clever footballer. He's a very selfless footballer as well. There's no doubt he could score more goals, but what you'll see from Firmino at times is sacrifice. He'll make runs to pull defenders out of the way. He'll sacrifice himself so Salah or Mane can get an opportunity, and that's one of the reasons I love the guy so much. He's a quality footballer, and I love him, and I've no doubt that every single person on the Klopp do you hear me? Every single person on the Kop loves him as well. Go easy on the Blue Spanner Ultras. It's an executive club, Craig. Well, that's the very thing it isn't, Paul. That's again what makes us different. The club is... Indie Music said subbed yesterday, by the way. Thank you, mate. That's really kind of you. Great to have you with us. It's not an exclusive club. That's the thing, mate. Every other channel only has 3 or 4 mods. We fucking lash them out. But all that we do ask is the people that we see night after night, and that's about it, really. Other than that, it's not really an exclusive club. It's a little tanky, was what it is, really. But yeah, Blue Spanner FC, fuck it, we'll turn into like a world dominant force. We'll have so many blue spanners on here that people won't know how to move for getting a blue spanner on their face. Not already read that one. Can we talk about tax fraud? Says Harry Wilkins. Not really something I've ever had any dealings with, thank fuck. Sean, we'll talk to you soon, buddy. He's heading off, and we will talk to you tomorrow. I Am Gonna Talk said, still getting used to things, but hopefully we'll get some decent results moving forward. Emery is still trying to get his message across in a nutshell. So far, so good. Defensively, you look a little bit soft to me from the outside anyway. But when you've got Lacazette and you've got Aubameyang, you've got every chance of scoring goals. But as we can probably give you good advice, we went through a period where we were banging in goals as well. You do have to sort out the defence, but I'm sure you know that, mate. But yeah, as I said, it will take a while for the message to get across. He's a new manager, so I've no doubt as the season goes on, you'll get stronger. Hopefully, being honest, like hopefully by then we'll be too far away from you for us to have to worry about you. But other than that, I wish you well. Craig, do you think you can bounce on Firmino too quickly? Do you think he's a tad overrated? No, not at all. Not at all. If anything, I think Firmino's underrated, particularly by other fans. No, there's no underrating Bobby Firmino. For me, I fucking love the dude, and I think anybody I know loves him as well. Um, he hasn't won a trophy, so be it. Neither have the rest of the team in a long time. Doesn't stop any of us from loving him or thinking he's brilliant. Or loving those big shiny ass white teeth of his. Blue Smurfs, said Skipper Dog. How the fuck do you not have one actually? There you go. How does Skipper Dog not have one? I'm so sorry, mate. That is one of those people I clearly fucking missed. And I shouldn't have, so I owe you an apology. Is that a can of Diet Chab? Said I am gonna talk. You know it is, sir. You know it is. You know me too well. Has anyone thought Lallana's groin injury is the same as the bad backs and just wants to get back to LFC? I did kind of hint at that earlier on, Vinny. And if it is, it makes me like him even more, to be honest. I hope deep down that it is, that there's nothing really wrong and that he'll be available for Spurs. I guess time will let us know on that one. I am going to talk, said. Our defence is poor, of course. We're top heavy. As I said, mate, we've been there as well. Totally understand where you're coming from. Neymar went to PSG to step out of Messi's shadow, but he's after putting the shine on how much of a diver he is. And he's walked straight into Mbappe's shadow as well, Ryan. That's another thing we can add on that one. How many cans of Diet Chav do you drink a day? Depends. I usually don't start drinking them for the evening time, so depends on the weather. 3, sometimes 4, sometimes 2. It depends on the day, Cameron, if I'm being honest. Today I will have had probably 3 by the end of the day. I also drink at least 2 litres of water every day as well. I should say that. I think it's vital that you drink a lot of water. Makes, if nothing, it flushes out the skin, makes you feel a bit better, less bloated, and it tastes delicious as well. I do love water, but not as much as I love Diet Chab. It's a drink of the gods, don't you know? Jay said, just ask Firmino's teammates if he's overrated, especially Mane. Salah, exactly. And that's what I was getting at earlier on, Jace. He sacrifices himself so much for his teammates. He's absolute quality. If I was a footballer, I would kill to play alongside somebody like Bobby Firmino. Bobby Firmino would be allowed to father my children, said Harry Wilkinson. And you could not give the man a greater compliment than that, Harry, could you? So well in, sir. I called for Skip to get that ages ago. He's part of the family. He absolutely is, and I'm so sorry that I missed him. I love Skipper Dog. He knows that. We've known each other since Twitter from ages ago. Yeah, that's my bad. All I can do is apologise on that one. That's completely my bad. Good thing come to those who wait, Skipper Dog. Even Jack Grealish can look good in the French league, said Neil Anthony. Tap or bottled water? Both, Jace, both. Tap here most of the time, if I'm being honest, but I mean, if I'm out and about, bottled. If I do buy bottled though, I'm kind of picky about what, I know it's nuts, I know it's fucking crazy, but I'm picky about what bottled water I go with, so it's usually Volvic. I hate Ballygown, so it's Volvic usually if I'm out. Did you guys ever have that water? Have we any Americans actually on? And I know again this is going to sound really pretentious and really fucking weird, but that Voss water that you get over in America, I buy that shit as soon as I'm over there and buying bottles of Voss water. I love the bottle for a start, but I find if you leave Voss water in the fridge for 2 or 3 days and then get back to it, it's fucking beautiful. I know it's only water and it's probably no different to any other water, but there's something about that Voss water that I just love. Oh, don't worry about it, said Skipper Dog. Ah, mate, it's completely my bad. I can't believe I let that one slip, so I'm glad you took it in good faith, so thank you. How's Lucas today, Craig? Better, I hope. He is, Paul, thank you. He's getting back to himself. The colour is starting to get back into his cheeks, so delighted, absolutely delighted. Of course, with that comes the energy level, so he's bouncing around. Well, he isn't now, he's asleep. but he was bouncing around the house again. Peckham Spring Water. Only Del Boy, only fucking Del Boy could come up with that one. Peckham Spring. Even the name makes you smile. Shaqiri definitely gets some suppressed anger. You can see it in his little face when he's on the bench. Feel sorry for the lad, to be honest. But when he comes on the field, man, he's quality. I thought he was excellent when he came on against Leicester City. He did the job he was asked to do perfectly. He helped us see out the game. He kept the ball when it was given to him. He brought us cheap throw-ins when we needed them to kill time. I've been nothing but impressed by Shaqiri since he's come to Liverpool. I think his attitude has looked brilliant. He's looked really happy to be here. He looks like he wants to be there. He looks like he wants to prove himself. And I love it. You can get Voss in the UK. Seriously, wow. I haven't seen it in Ireland anyway. So maybe I'm just not looking hard enough. But if I can get it in the UK, then I'm fucking buying it when I'm over there as well. It's all about sparkling water for me, said Nomad. San Pellegrino with Boss. Oh, I can't stand it, mate. My mum used to drink sparkling water as well. I can't stand it. It just tastes weird. Oh no, not for me. Patbot, mate. Thanks for joining us again, buddy, and we'll catch up with you soon. Right, guys, come on. We're into the last 15 minutes tonight. What have you got for me? What topics do you want to talk about? We have a bit of a laugh before we finish up. I've really enjoyed tonight's stream, actually. It's been really good fun. It's been great to meet some new people as well. Great to get some new subscribers. Great to have a little bitch about Neymar. It's been very enjoyable. I am going to talk that time is certainly needed. I think it's crucial we get it right in the transfer market. That'll be key to him being successful. Klopp has had amazing transfer windows. He really has, mate. It's been tough to criticise anything Klopp's done since he's got here. Look, Karius didn't work out, but it was a £4 million gamble, to be fair. And we've got twice that back from if he moves on and they complete that deal. But other than that, he's been pretty much pitch perfect in everything he's done. How highly did you rate Steve McManaman, and would you get in today's team? Very highly and absolutely is what I'd say. Steve McManaman was an excellent footballer. He carried that Liverpool team at times. In the era of Roy Evans, he was excellent. Absolutely excellent, and he would most certainly get in today's team. He'd be a great addition to today's team. Obviously, look, the way he left wasn't great, but he went to Real Madrid. He won things at Real Madrid, proved how good a player he was. But yeah, don't like him as a pundit, by the way. And I've met him as well. That's the person that I forgot when I was talking about the other night about players I've met. Met Steve McManaman as well. He was very nice and polite when I met him, but excellent footballer, really, really good. Harry Wilkins said, it's all about natural rainwater. It does not get any better than that, especially when you're from a highly polluted area. Filtered rainwater though, surely. Or maybe I'm just being too safe, I don't know. But look, you can't beat water, man, it's delicious. Shaqiri's at the same level as Inch Eye Private. I don't know what the fuck that is. Wiswig said, do you think we should touch the players before the game or not? Like Salt, he is super abundant when we talk and plays with balls in the changing rooms. Touchy, bouncy. Thoughts, Craig? What the fuck? Do you think we should touch the players before the game or not? Like Salt, he is super abundant when he talks and plays with the balls in the changing rooms. I don't have a fucking clue what that's about, mate. Thoughts on Mourinho's third syndrome? Couldn't be bothered talking about Mourinho, mate. He's got tax issues to deal with. I am Gunnar said, amazing group of guys, all very welcome, and I enjoy popping my head in here. You're always welcome, mate. Any fans of any club are always welcome over here. All we ever ask is that, like yourself, they just pop in and they're courteous and they just talk football with the rest of us. No abuse, no trolling, and you're always welcome. Shaqiri beefing with Charlie Adam, I adore him more, said Paul Connell. Do you remember this team? Hooper, Julian Dix, Torben Picnic, Kavarme, Kaczewski, Clough, Stewart, Downing, Andy Carroll, Adams, Poulsen. Yeah, I do, but there's no way they all played together. There's no way that team played together. Different eras. But yeah, not a great fucking selection you've picked there, Imran. I think that's what you were getting at as well. Is Naby Keita as good as Steven Gerrard? It's impossible to say. It's absolutely impossible to say, Elo, because it's too early in his career. And obviously, look, us as Liverpool fans, we look back at Steven Gerrard as almost a mythical figure. We love him that much, so it's impossible to say, mate. But all I can say about Naby Keita is I'm so happy he's a red, and I'm so happy, and I'll prove it like in so much that I have Naby Keita 8 on the back of this shirt. That's how much I love the dude. And I'm not lying, by the way. I genuinely do have Naby Keita 8 on the back of this shirt. Craig trying to read that is funny as fuck. Honestly, man, sometimes the short-handed stuff, I just think, Jesus, man, you're old. Get your shit together. You should know what this is. But then other times I just think, it's not just me. These people are just fucking making shit up to try and make me look like a prick. And it works a lot of the time. Best World Cup goal to talk about: Bergkamp or Owens against Argentina. Two absolute belters, to be fair. Two absolute belters. I know it wasn't a World Cup goal, but it was the nearest he may have got, so I'm going to throw it in there. Ronnie Whelan's goal against the USSR as well. Oof, what a goal that was for Ireland. We'll know if Keita is as good as Gerrard in 10 years' time, says Jace, which is a good shout. Steven Gerrard was the best, said Imran. Big Shaq is like a happy bouncing dog. Give him the bone and he'll be doing head over heels kicks all over the place. I like that, Andy. Well in. King Kenny was the best, said Megan Anki. He was before my time, so I've only seen video of him. I wish I had got to have seen him. I wish I had got to have seen Souness play live as well, or even in that era. Does anyone remember that winger that was supposed to replace John Barnes from Millwall? What was his name? Oh God, that's gone past me, mate. Good night, Harry, mate. Great to chat to you and catch up with you soon, buddy. Mark Kennedy. Mark Kennedy actually came obviously from Ireland. He played for Belvedere out near the airport. Yeah, played against Mark Kennedy actually. I just get heavy on seeing to use better plastics in the bottles, which is the only difference in different water, said Ryan. Yeah, and I'm a fucker for reusing the bottles as well, mate. Once I drink the water in them, I fill them up with tap water all the time. Ashley, how are you, sir? Great to have you with us. You always jump on, mate, just before we finish up, but we'll stay on for a few minutes to say hello. Watched the really good YouTube video of how Keita fits into Klopp's system today. Can mention the channel if it's on, if it's okay. Of course, Ian, yeah. If it's a good video, man, we're all about sharing the love on here, so absolutely, Ian, let us know where it's on. I'm sure people would love to watch it. No, it wasn't Mark Kennedy, it was another player from Millwall, said Imran. Randy66 is in the house, said evening Craig, evening Redman, sorry I'm late with the chat, just got in from work. I'll wish you all a good night. Thank you, Randy, mate, and thanks for joining us for a second. I hope your workday went well. I hope you're keeping well, and we will catch up with you very soon, my friend. Nomad says, controversial maybe, but I was thinking about it. I was sad to see Karius go. We all love a redemption story, don't we? Oh, fucking right we do. Love him being Exhibit A for me anyway. I know it was the right decision, but it would have been a great story. It would have been a really hard comeback story, to be fair. It's just a game it happened then. It's just one of those things in life. I sincerely hope he goes to Besiktas and rebuilds his career. Kennedy came in from Wolves, said Thomas Boland. Still can't get Mignolet's face when the camera panned to him after Alisson's Cruyff mistake, said Ryan. I fucking knew they were going to go to him as soon as that fucking happened. Just typical. David Thompson, what a player, said Megan Anki. We have to wait for Rod, or we could ruin his day. Don't worry, me and Rod stay in contact with email. I've talked to him quite a bit. I've had phone conversations with him as well about other stuff. I don't want to offend, but I watched a documentary on Lachlan's Island last night. I don't know if that's gone over my head for a while, mate. You're not offending me anyway, because I've no idea what that is. Kennedy didn't come in from Wolves. It was definitely Millwall, although he ended up at Wolves later in his career, said Jace Roberts. I have heard some mad fucking stories about him as well, about Kennedy. I don't know if any of them are true, so I don't want to share them on here because it's not the right thing to do. Some people don't make sense on here some nights. They don't, Ryan. And what's weird is when I'm trying to read out the comments, I'm trying to be as quick as I can to move things along, but I feel like an awful idiot when I'm sitting here and I can't have a clue what people are saying, and I'm going, I just sound like a fucking idiot. It was Jimmy Carter. It was on Statman Dave's channel. What is a Matala? Naby Keita's role in Klopp's Liverpool explained. Definitely have a watch of that one then. Excellent. The more informative videos people make out there, and as I said before, Ian, we're blessed as Liverpool fans. There's a lot of great Liverpool content and a lot of great Liverpool channels out there. Obviously, I'm being biased and I like what we do here, but of course I respect the hell out of every other channel that's out there. Except a few, but I won't share who they are. That's my own personal hatred. Is Jamie Redknapp the worst pundit? Everyone seems to be unplayable according to him. He's not great, but I wouldn't call him the worst personally. I don't like Jermaine Jenas. I don't like Danny Murphy. I don't like... Actually, just match of the day in general. You can just say I don't like anybody that's on there. There's a few more. Obviously, Robbie Savage, I don't like either. He was the most expensive teenager at the time we signed him from Millwall, said Jace. He's a huge reputation when he left Ireland, Jace. Particularly around Dublin. He was, there was very high hopes for him. What was the best ever game at Anfield Liverpool played? Jesus, that is literally the 50 fucking million quid question. Well, not literally, because it isn't literally, Craig. That's completely fucking bullshit. That's a very tough question, Imran. God, I don't know, man. That's obviously I've only seen from kind of 90 onwards, probably, but the Dortmund game was amazing. The 1-0 win against Chelsea was amazing. Two games last season against Manchester City were amazing. We've been blessed. We've had so many amazing nights. The shooting during the 94 World Cup in Ireland. The shooting? Again, that's still gone over my head, sorry. The shooting during the 94 World Cup in Ireland. I don't remember. USA 94? What shooting happened? Worst pundit Andy Gray. He consistently proves he's an idiot. He does, actually, to be fair. He's a fucking dinosaur as well. And that other plank that's on the show with him. That daughter shagging fucking gobshite that is, fucking hairy hands. Johnny Gooch, will you stop with the Tony stuff? You were wrong that time, mate. We're going to allow it go. But I'm glad you love Tony's stream, Johnny. Thank you. Tony loves you as well, mate. Thanks for joining us. PSG taking a piss out of Karius. We owe them a good beating, said Paul. We should take it all out on Neymar. Every last fucking drop of that anger. Take it out on Neymar, the little prat. Charlie Adam had two Shakiris sticking out of his head, didn't he? Paul Turner said, great line from Bob Paisley at half time talking to Alan Kennedy. He made a mistake versus QPR and Paisley turned to Alan and said, they shot the wrong Kennedy. Oh yes. Brilliant. Absolute fucking quality. They shot the wrong Kennedy. Imagine having the balls to say that to somebody, especially Alan Kennedy, like. Brilliant. Does anyone remember LFC winning against Nottingham Forest at Anfield 5-0? That's Craig's new name, Tony. It's kind of funny that you say that. My middle name is, well, it's not actually my middle name. I have a double barrel first name. My name's Craig Anthony, so it's Craig-Anthony. So my dad used to call me Anto all the time, so I guess we're kind of close enough. Stephen Gerrard, the best player there was, the best player there is, the best player there ever will be. Never forgot that banner at the emotional last game at Anfield. I shed a tear. Favourite footballer of all time. I was fucked out of tickets for that game by a travel agent, Ryan. I'm still furious about it to this day. I booked the tickets at the start of the season pretty much. 2 months into the season, way before Stephen Gerrard announced that he was leaving the club. And as soon as he announced it, suddenly the game became unavailable and I had to they tried to make me buy the tickets back at 4 times the price for a much longer trip as well. I was fucking furious. It just adds to my fucking hatred of travel agents who are around football. And this prick that actually did that actually runs a Liverpool supporters club as well, so double fucking hatred. I felt absolutely fucking screwed over. Craig, if Liverpool win the league, how many points do you think it would take? This season, mate, at the start of the season, I was hoping we aimed for 90 points. If that'll be enough, I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. I think it might just be in and around 90 points will put you in the conversation anyway. So for us, if we could aim for 90 points, if we could get 90 points, that would be great. I'd say 90... Between 92 and 94 would absolutely get you the league title, I think. But after Manchester City breaking 100 points last year, it's just complete guesswork, isn't it? But 90, anyway, the answer would be 90. I think we'd be looking to try and get to. Which again, if you think about it, that's a big ask. That's like 30 wins out of the 38 games, or make up with a few draws or whatever. But it's a tough ask. But look, it's what you're gonna have to do if you want to be champions. Shearer only loves Kane as he doesn't want to show bitterness to the guy. He does love himself a bit of Harry Kane, doesn't he? He really does. Does anyone remember John Aldridge's hat-trick away, then he re-signed Ian Rush? What happened to him after that game? You're on a real nostalgia buzz tonight, Imran, aren't you? You must have been going through the old videos where you're watching the old games. And nothing wrong with that, mate. Fucking quality. Neil said, Craig, thus as a silly question, but I'd like to ask you, if Stephen Gerrard does a great job for Rangers, what if Man United offered him the manager's job? Do you think he would take it? No, not a hope. Like, I could be really confident in saying that. No, he just wouldn't. He's from Liverpool, the club is his. Nah, there's no way. If he couldn't bring himself to leave Liverpool to play for Chelsea, then there's no way he's managing Manchester United, nor would they offer it to him. Right guys, I am going to bring tonight's stream to a close if that's okay. If you're watching and you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please do so. But most importantly guys, to you people that are watching, do take a second please to hit that like button, hit that thumbs up. It's really important to us to help us get suggested to other Reds and push the channel out there. Thank you so much to everyone that joined me on tonight's stream. It was one of the most fun streams I've done in ages. I really enjoyed it. It was a pleasure getting to know all the new people in the chat and all the new subscribers that joined. Thank you for joining, and I hope you enjoyed it. Honestly guys, I really had a ball tonight, so thank you so much for everything. Don't forget the like button, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and I will catch you all at the same time tomorrow. Up the motherfucking Reds.